Hello.
And
Welcome
to Film
Bastards.
Good morning, good evening, and welcome people to episode 480 of Film Bastards. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by
Becky Foster, hello everyone.
and
Ian Loring, hello.
What if someone's listening in the afternoon though, Mark? Because you only said good morning and good evening.
Then they have to fucking wait.
you'd have to wait. Pause, wait. Pause, wait, or get on a plane right now, fly it somewhere where it's the evening or the morning.
It's a bit excessive.
Well, we're an excessive show. And what do we have this week on our excessive show? We have Knock at the Cabin. We don't have The Whale because
Life.
life got in the way. Life got in the way.
COVID got in the fucking way. We could say it.
Ian got attacked by COVID.
Ian got COVID and we got our week ruined. Well, our whole of January and the start of February ruined by roadworks.
Yes,
Yes.
pricks.
Yes.
Absolute dickheads.
Yeah.
An absolute dickhead of COVID.
Yes.
Yes, so that was it. But yeah, we've got Knock at the Cabin. But we decided to do something else, didn't we?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. So, I'm going to say that this isn't possibly going to become a regular feature, and we are not empiring and branching out into fucking TV. However, we did think it would be interesting, as a lot of people are watching the Last of Us TV show, and we have two of the three of us have played the game and enjoyed the game. Mm-hmm. Two of the three of us have played it multiple times.
Yes.
On different formats, technically.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is sort of, I think there is an angle to come at it from people who've played the game and know the workings of it, and somebody who hasn't and doesn't know the workings of it and can kind of give that perspective
Yes.
on that. So yes, so we'll be talking the first 3 episodes of The Last of Us.
And if we'll find out if Mark's not that bothered about continuing, then Bex and I can talk about episode 4.
I really think you need to watch episode 4 at least.
Well, we'll find out after I've spoken about the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to chat that, plus some what we've been watching and other bits. Yeah, we are a podcast. Go listen to our friends' shows, including Rewatch Project, Chinstroker versus Punter, Instant Landfill, and a whole host of other ones out there. Go listen. Boom, 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 boom. But listen to this one first, unless you've got to get on a flight.
Do you need a minute?
What?
Do you need a minute to just slow down?
No, let's go. We're on a train now. We're a freight train. We're a freight train heading to a cabin. Yeah, what's happening in the news this week, Ian?
Freight train headed to a cabin. Was that just a random collection of words, or is that a reference to something?
No, it's just a random collection of words.
Okay,
We're on
cool.
a train and we're going to review Knock at the Cabin. I think that was his thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, we're on a train and then we'll go and catch a plane, but I remembered that it's just we watched Plane, Ian watched Plane last week. I had to pivot quite quickly.
Okay, that's fine.
You're chaotic.
He is, and I've been finding it quite hard to concentrate all week, so it's not a good mix. So let's see how today goes. So apologies if there's any brain fogginess on the show. I'm a lot better than I was at the weekend and on Monday. And also, for anyone who's wondering, I did 6 COVID tests in 4 days, Friday, I was testing negative. Went to see Knock at the Cabin. Was feeling fine. Friday night, the chills descended, and it went downhill from there. Straight up. If it was a day, like if it came a day earlier, there is not a fucking chance I would have gone to see Knock at the Cabin.
No.
So, just if anyone's kind of like thinking about the COVID-y timescales of it all, there you go.
I think our audience is very much aware of the fact that we're all quite COVID responsible here.
I'd certainly try to be,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was what it was. So yes, obviously I didn't go see the whale.
And
So what was I saying? Sorry,
judging
Jesus.
from the complete lack of anybody talking about it, I don't think we were alone in that.
Yeah,
Sad.
I'm gonna catch up with it.
Yeah,
Hopefully I'll see it this
absolutely as well,
weekend. But yeah. So yeah, just if I'm slightly more babbly than normal, then apologies. But like it's been a mission getting through the last few days.
Are you still COVID-y then, Ian, or are you?
It's so no. I mean, like not so much in terms of like physical symptoms, but the brain fog like is real this time round. Like Monday, I almost had to just go, I'm going to have to log off because I found it really hard to concentrate. I was just saying a bunch of shit and not really knowing what I was saying. And it was something. And like, it was like, I'd have like, not kind of a headache, but more like the longer I was literally trying to focus on something, it's almost like a tinnitus-y kind of feeling would come across me, and I just wouldn't be able to shake it. Very, very weird. And it's the first time I had COVID, barely touched the sides. I was just bored. This time round, rough. Wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Yeah, it's crap.
Are you still testing positive, or?
I tested. I haven't done a test today. I was testing mildly positive. I was showing it in the boy chat. Like it's been going down. So like Saturday, red line as fuck. Monday, not so much. Yesterday, even more not so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, like tomorrow I'll be free and clear, and I'd be free and clear anyway.
Mine, when I did one in the middle of having COVID, when it was just a black line, it fucking terrified me.
It was like normally it's a red line, but it was black, and it was like, what the fuck have I got? What is going on here? Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it was a real thick line on Saturday morning, which is bizarre because Friday, I swear to God, there was nothing.
Weird.
There was nothing. Really, really weird. But yeah, like I say, just very odd brain fog. Like I've heard of like people talk about that, and I was like, well, I didn't have that first time around. That's really weird. This time round, yeah, man.
I had the brain fog when I did it, didn't I?
I think I still do.
Yeah.
I don't think cognitively I've caught up since having COVID.
Yeah, something. So anyway, yeah, there we go. So in terms of movie news, Guillermo del Toro's doing a Frankenstein film for Netflix. There's been some casting by the looks of it. It's not confirmed, but it's reputable places reporting it. Andrew Garfield is going to be playing the monster, and Oscar Isaac is going to be playing Dr. Frankenstein.
I'd be more interested
Sure.
if that was the other way around.
I would be more interested if it was the other way round. That's exactly
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be more interesting the other way around. But still up for it.
Yeah.
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 So there's that. Okay, and Andrea Riseborough did not have her nomination rescinded. And good on her. May chaos reign.
Yep.
Just very, very good. Well done. So A24 have picked up a new horror film to be directed by a 17-year-old who's going to be filming it after he finishes the school year. Which is wild. I'm trying to find it now. Where is it? It was on Deadline the other day, and I thought it was kind of interesting. Feels a little bit Skinnamarink-y of, is it just going to be
Parsons.
stuff? Yeah, that's it. You got it, have you?
Yeah. Who does a series called The Backrooms.
So he does that on YouTube, but he's
Yeah.
making a film, and it's like I said, I kind of like looking at like some of the shots of this backroom stuff. It looks a little bit all right. So you're just gonna put a camera in front of a crook in a doorway or something, are you? And that's gonna be scary. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting if we're in for a new wave of horror about things that aren't really scary to people who are older. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be it will be like horror's version of Mumblecore. It'll be a
Sure.
It's all right to exist there. I just don't need to pay any attention to it.
But hey, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, do you know what? I genuinely hope that if it happens, I genuinely hope it's great. And I hope this kid goes on to be the next big fucking thing in horror. Because fair play to the kid, 17 fucking years old. That's some fucking. He has clearly worked fucking hard on a craft there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Good on him. Go make that money. Go do your exams.
Yeah.
I don't know. Aside from that, I can't really think of too much that's been happening.
There was Netflix accidentally put out their password sharing bit, didn't they? Well, I have two little streaming things that I want to talk about quickly. So there was a Netflix password thing that they said then came out and were like, oh no, that was a mistake. And you feel a little bit like, it felt like an announcement, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't a mistake, it was more just early.
It felt like that was an announcement. Just, yeah.
I don't get how that works though. Like, there's so many fucking there's so much bullshittery to it. Like, if I want to sit at work and watch Netflix while I'm waiting for the day to start, I can't because it's not on the same Wi-Fi network as the TV is at home.
But as long as you log into that network at least once every 30 days, you're okay.
No, that's not what it was saying. It was saying that on your home devices that are on the same.
Yeah. So if
network.
you watch it on your phone, you have to log into it on your phone once every 30 days at home.
At home, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You would do that, wouldn't you?
So literally, once a month on your phone, just go in the Netflix app and start watching something.
Yeah. What?
No, because that bit about like logging in once a month was on all your devices that you use at home on your home Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
You have to log into them at least once a month to use them at home.
No, so
that's not what it was saying.
It was.
It wasn't saying to use them at home.
No, you to be able to use it outside of the home.
To be able to use them outside of the home, it has to send you like a prompt or something. It can disable your service, and you have to get like a code.
But as long as you've logged into it once every 30 days at home, it's fine.
Okay.
What?
That's not how it read to me. That's all.
I think that's done. Pretty.
Okay, that's fine. I've obviously misunderstood.
Okay.
It still seems fucking stupid, doesn't it? Like, you go on holiday and you want to use it, it detects that you're on a different Wi-Fi network and it can disable your service.
Not if you've logged in at home within 30 days, though.
Ah, right.
But I mean, if say like you work on an oil platform, and I know that's kind of an extreme example, but people do work on an oil platform for months at a time. Does that mean they can't have Netflix anymore on their fucking iPads or whatever when they're offshore? I've seen a lot of like some actors saying, right, so if I'm fit on location shooting a Netflix film and the shoot's longer than 30 days and I don't go home, then I can't watch Netflix.
The thing is,
which is a fair point.
Is I have a bit of a... So, for instance, for us, Isabel uses our Netflix account and she's at university. But she'd be using it, if she still lived at home, she'd be using it upstairs anyway.
Yeah.
So it's no different.
No.
And the thing is, I genuinely do think the password sharing thing it is a problem. And it needs addressing. But not for like what... password sharing is different. That is how a child is using it at university.
Yeah.
If somebody else had their kid using it at university, that's fine. It isn't. It's when you have people go, oh, my mum has my Netflix account as well. It's like, well, no, hang on a minute. Your mum can have her own fucking Netflix account.
That's it. I think kids at university, if they're still in full-time education, they should still class as dependents, and there should be an exemption for that.
Yeah.
If it's, oh yeah, my ex's brother's girlfriend fucking uses it, that's different.
Yeah. That kind of is a little bit like, well, hang on a minute.
You're
I'm
taking the piss.
fucking paying for this.
Yeah.
It's like whenever anybody mentions the fact that when you mention a film to somebody and they want to check to see if it's on their dodgy box, and it makes you want to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. That was the first thing about the streaming thing. The second one, right, is now a couple of years ago, like 5 years ago, we had basically Netflix and Prime, well, maybe longer. When the streaming thing became a thing, we had Netflix and then Prime came about.
Yeah.
And it was that. And then the studios themselves started to want to take a little bit of ownership. Chief, the ones who kind of seemed to grasp the idea best was Disney.
Disney, yeah.
And they wanted to take ownership of it. Right? Now, there's something I've noticed recently with Disney Plus that has made me kind of go, hang on a minute. That's not right. So, I can understand why movies come and go with Prime and Now and Netflix. I can understand why they come and go from there because they don't own the
Right.
movies.
Yeah.
They're licensing from elsewhere. So, with Disney Plus, I can get the idea that they don't just have the full fucking Disney, full Touchstone, full Fox back catalogue on there now. I can get why they don't have all of that there. But I've noticed they've started removing movies.
Yeah.
Why?
To make some bank by giving the rights to someone else for a bit.
But they can
And
still
that's-
have the rights can go to somebody else anyway. They can still let fucking Netflix have it. They can still let fucking Prime. There are movies that are on all three
Yeah.
out there.
But I don't know. I mean, like I've seen in the US at least, they're removing some because they're basically saying they're going to sell them to other places, and it may be that those other places will now say in the new contracts you can't have it on Disney Plus. It's got like we've got to have it. I could see that being a case in like new negotiations now that Disney has its own platform.
Like an exclusivity clause.
And that's fine. But I don't know. I think it's a little bit. It's one of these things. I can relate it back to a gaming conversation that I was having with you, Becky, where the only game I don't even play it anywhere near as much as I used to that I really play is FIFA.
Yeah.
But I can't even bother getting in with the fucking online shit. I don't Ultimate Team.
No.
I don't co-op play or anything like that because 14-year-olds have better dexterity and more time than me. So they can get really good at it, and I'm happy to be as good as I am for bit.
Yeah.
That's it. Or anything like that. So I just play career mode. But because they don't offer packs within career mode,
Yeah.
and they can't get an extra however much off me in career mode, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Quite simply, it is garbage. And the iteration that is on the latest one is a steaming hot pile of garbage. By trying to make it better, they've basically just added a fancy fucking new fascia to it that has actually made it horrifically worse. And so there's that. And is that they don't give a shit there. I don't give a shit what new Star Wars fucking series is coming out this year. I don't give a shit what new Marvel series is coming out this year. I do not care. I do not subscribe to Disney Plus
For the new stuff.
because I cannot wait for the new Mando. I love that people do. Great. Love that people enjoy it, everything like that. But I don't care. Right? What I do care about, because I'm an idiot, I will answer this, is that when I go, do you know what I fancy watching? I fancy downloading to my iPad to watch during my lunch. I fancy watching the Stakeout movies. Oh, they're on Disney Plus. I remember because I remember making loads of jokes about it that they were on the fucking poster and all the fucking titles. Oh, why can't I find them? Why can't I find them? Check, they're not there anymore. Why have they removed these movies?
Because they hate you.
It's starting to feel like that. But, no, if I'm paying that money and they keep upping that money, you need to be adding more.
Yeah, not
fucking
taking
taking
away.
shit away, dickheads. Not stuff that is that you have.
That's it. That's the thing, innit?
Yeah. So it's a little bit like, I just get the feeling like the streaming services at the moment are tying themselves in knots, and it literally is going to get to, in a few years' time, one of them, they're going to get together, sit on a table and go, do you know what? We could group all this together and sell it as a package. And you basically go, yeah, it's fucking cable, dickheads.
Yeah. The thing is, like, with back to the Netflix thing, I get it. Password sharing is a problem. Various different households sharing a password for Netflix and just not paying the whatever it is a month. It is an issue for them. It is a cash flow thing. But they're just going about it the wrong way.
It should be. It could quite simply should be if you have a password that is being used on multiple static devices, and so you can say a TV is a static device. They know, Netflix know if we've got Netflix open on a TV rather than an iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
If it's used on a static device and you have 3 different static devices in 3 different households, because again, they can tell that, then that can be a little bit like, your account gets an email ping saying, ooh, by the way.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that it just gets blocked.
I would think there'll be an email coming out.
We'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see what they actually officially announce now that they've kind of gone, ooh, that spooked it a little bit, let's fucking change that and pretend that isn't what we were going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all I had to say. Trailers. Do we have any apart from Ian's contender that is going to trouble Cocaine Bear for Film of the Year?
Absolutely. So, Guy Ritchie has a new trailer out, despite the fact that his last film still hasn't released.
This is going to come out before that.
I mean, it kind of seems like it could do, doesn't it? So this is Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, where his name is in the title. I mean, I'm up for Jake Gyllenhaal in a Guy Ritchie film. I kind of wish it wasn't this one.
Yeah. I got bored during the trailer. That doesn't bode well for the film.
Oh, actually, I haven't watched this trailer yet.
Boring.
Is it? That
It
worries
is.
It just
Yeah.
feels really just generic.
It kind of seems like him trying to do inspirational war story.
me. Oh.
And it's just like, no. I want Jake Gyllenhaal in Ambulance in a Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah, I want you to take Jake Gyllenhaal from Jarhead and then smash Ambulance into him.
Smash an ambulance.
That would work.
Yeah.
It does. There is nothing. If it wasn't called Guy Ritchie's The Covenant and you watch this trailer, there is no indication that it's a Guy Ritchie film.
I don't think I'd watch it.
No.
No.
I don't know. There is the Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I will watch anything with Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
Like honestly, like even though it's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it, I think if it wasn't for the fact it's Guy Ritchie, I'll see how the reviews are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll watch it when it comes onto Netflix.
Yeah, there's
Sure.
that. I'll watch it if it comes onto a streaming service.
Yeah.
When Amazon Prime buy it and then just don't release it.
Give it a watch and see what you think. Yeah.
Yeah. What else have we got?
I watched a trailer for The Lost King. Did you watch this one, Ian?
It's already out on iTunes, I think.
Is it? I've not
Yeah,
seen
it's like-
anything about it, and I just saw.
It got a cinema release last year.
Right.
But I think it's because it's coming out in the US that the trailers suddenly popped up again. It's the Steve Coogan one, yeah? Steve Coogan and fucking Sally...
Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really strange, I think, about Sally Hawkins?
What?
If you looked at Sally Hawkins in Happy Go Lucky, and then at her now, you wouldn't have thought that person would now look like that person. I think that someone's going to switch her room at some point in the middle,
Yeah.
in the middle of her career.
I do quite like
Right.
this stuff though, which is why I watched the trailer. But have you seen anything about this?
I
She
think.
basically has like visions of Richard III, and then
Yeah, I think I watched a trailer
tries
for
to
it a
find
while
him.
ago.
Yeah, looks weird.
Yeah.
Oh, another one actually that I watched last week, but then obviously I wasn't on. I don't know whether it was before you guys recorded or not. Have you watched the Boogeyman trailer, Ian?
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, we didn't talk about that. I think that was like the day after we recorded.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Sure. I'm very happy for Rob. It looks better. It looks a lot better than dash cam.
I think that's a really fucking low bar.
It is, unfortunately. And let's give it a go. Why not? I am excited about the fact that it was going to be like a straight to Hulu / Disney Plus, but test screenings went well, and they were like, "No, we're going to put this in cinemas." That usually bodes well when it comes to horror. So yeah, I'm up for this. The trailer's not like any great shakes, don't get me wrong, but it's just I'm up for it for the pedigree and what I know about it.
It just, I think the issue with making having such a great, unique and and well received debut is you have to follow that up, and obviously his first film was so like, whoa, this is fucking amazing. He must be such a genius to make such a great film out of this format. And then Dashcam's shit. And then this just looks really cookie cutter.
But is that a cookie cutter trailer?
Could be, hopefully.
Yeah.
I really hope so. I know from listening to various things, it deviates a lot from the short story it's based on. Like, a lot. Like, it's completely different.
Oh.
Like, it's Stephen King's The Boogeyman in name only.
Oh. Well, King's apparently seen it and liked it.
It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, King put out a thing saying he liked it.
I
Yeah,
really
he put a
hope
tweet
it's-
out, didn't he? Yeah.
I really,
Sorry.
really hope it's good. But it just, the trailer just looks so generic.
But
So
it's
generic
a
child in
horror
peril
trailer.
movie. Yeah.
All horror movie trailers are basically the same.
I don't know, there was that Ethan Hawke one and the trailer for that was banging.
Black Phone.
Before Sunshine.
The trailer for Black Phone was like, what the fuck is this? This looks amazing. Like, they can be done well.
Yeah, but the
Before
film,
Sunshine would be a good title for a vampire film, mind.
It would be actually, yeah.
Before Sunshine, Before Sunrise. God damn it! Sorry.
Ian. Strays.
Right, okay, so Strays. I don't care that people are saying this looks dumb. You know, this is for 12-year-olds. Like, this is all I'm seeing on fucking Reddit, my new place to hate things.
Do you know what? Do you know what I always say that? What's wrong with being a little bit dumb and fun with films?
The thing is, right? It's dogs. Okay, so already a winner. I was a little bit worried, and Donna said this as well. I was a little bit worried when it looked like, what, he's going to try and go back to his master who's a dickhead. And then it was like, he's going back to him to rip his dick off. I was like, right, yeah, okay, fine, film of the year. Let's go.
It's a great turn when it says, I'm going to get the most important thing. You're thinking, what's he going to say? I'm going to bite his dick off. Like,
and then the other dog's just like, I've just had a couple of beers, but did you just say that? What I thought you just said. I mean, I don't know. A dog's fucking a gnome. Dog's talking about ripping dicks off. I mean, just the whole, like, we play a game called Fetch and Fuck. It's like, what the fuck is Fetch and Fuck? And he explains it. It's like, oh, right, yeah, okay. It's a very literal title. I am well up for this. Directed by the guy who directed Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, which
silent
makes
banger.
me more pumped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, I am really, really up for this. It could be another sausage party, and it could maybe just not work.
It could, but
I don't know.
I think the thing is, as someone who went back and rewatched Sausage Party recently, Sausage Party is let down by two major things. One, it's constantly trying to offend you, and two, because it's that group of people, they have to get weed into it somewhere. And it just feels a little bit like, right, can we grow up a little bit now? Whereas this just feels fucking dumb. And I don't mind dumb. I'm up for that. Yeah, I do. I'm up for just being entertained at the cinema this year. This and fucking Cocaine Bear.
I'm down for Cocaine Bear, but you enjoy Strays.
Alright.
I don't need to see talking dogs swearing.
It's Homeward Bound, but it's Homeward Bound, but with vengeance.
He's gonna go bite his dick off, Bex, and he better actually succeed.
Yeah, that's it. If this movie doesn't have that dog biting that guy's dick off or something like that.
Do you know what? It started off and I was like, do you know what? This doesn't look too bad. And then it's like, they've obviously gone, do you know what would be really funny? Right, we get cute dogs, right? Because dogs are cute dogs, right? And then we make them swear. Nah, my bar's higher than that, I'm afraid.
Becky, it's funny!
Yeah, you see, I really liked that.
I did enjoy Fetch and Fuck. That did make me laugh.
I enjoyed that Muppets movie that was just opposite.
Happy Time Murders.
Happy Time Murders. See, I love Happy Time Murders.
Yeah.
But they weren't cute Muppets, were they? They weren't trying to make them cute Muppets. It was just doing a whole kind of Roger Rabbit kind of these things live in this world kind of thing. Wasn't trying to be...
I don't find dogs cute though.
No.
So...
I don't know, the Boston Terrier in this trailer's quite cute. The rest of them can... The great day. I'd have a great day.
Could Isabel have that Boston Terrier?
Only she does certain things.
We have a long running joke, don't we?
That when Isabel comes out, we've got to make her a rainbow cake and buy her a Boston Terrier.
Yes, that she can bring her adopted child and her Boston Terrier around.
Yeah. She's adamantly straight, though.
Yeah, there's no proof of that yet.
She's trying to make a rainbow cake. She says I can make her one anyway, but it won't be the same.
Right, well, fucking straight is.
Oh, dear. It's our way of making her feel like whatever she comes out with, she's accepted. But
Unless she's straight.
So hang on. If she brings a boyfriend back one day, Mark, are you going to be like, no, you're not? I don't believe you.
Yeah.
like you two.
So wait, are you
right now in front of me? It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
You're right, beard.
Right, show me your dick.
I don't think you can do that, Mark.
Hang on, but why would him having a what, just to prove he has a dick?
Yep. Very strict rules.
Okay.
Very weird.
So, moving on from, segueing quite nicely from showing dicks, knock at the cabin.
You have to understand that we cannot and will not choose who is to be sacrificed for you. And just as importantly, we cannot act for you. You cannot kill yourselves.
We're not choosing anyone. We're not sacrificing anyone. Not now, not ever.
Even if it means the death of everyone else in the world.
Yes. Even if I believe the world was at stake, which I don't, that's what it means. I would watch the world die 100 times over before having to...
Christ. Waste of time. They're never going to choose to do this. And I don't blame them.
What?
in Knock at the Cabin.
No, but there's men who like other men's dicks.
What?
Fucking hell. No.
What?
Go in from a different angle.
Just saying. That's what he said.
I'm not high-fiving.
No.
That
Come
wasn't
on
me.
now. You know I'm not 100%. What do you mean?
He's relating dicks to Knock at the Cabin because the guys in it are gay and they both like dicks.
But I meant people born male have dicks. Why is it just gay people?
No, because
Because
they
they both like
each
dicks.
other's
They like
dicks.
each other's dicks, don't they?
Yeah, but men have dicks,
Yeah.
whether they're gay or not.
No, but I'm saying, but these particular men who Knock at the Cabin,
Like each other's
they
dicks.
like dicks.
But it's not a bunch of dicks; it's two dicks.
Yeah, they like dicks.
Each other's dick.
Yeah.
That's not a bunch.
I never said a bunch.
You said a bunch.
You said a bunch. You said a bouquet of cock.
Somebody said a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, you.
You.
No, it was Mark. It was Mark. Becky, are you joking now, or was it he did actually say a bunch of
I
dicks?
don't remember him saying a bunch of dicks.
He said a bunch of dicks. I swear. Right, someone tweet at Film Bastards when you're listening to this. Did he say a bunch of dicks? Gonna need to know.
I can't get my head away from a bouquet of cock now.
I mean, a bouquet of cock is spectacular.
It's got cellophane around it. There's a ribbon. It's got a mental
Yeah.
picture.
Just
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
loads of just cocks
Yeah,
right in there. So
just flobbling around.
just fucking go in there. Yeah.
Anyway,
Valentine's Day next weekend, babe.
I do not want a bouquet of cock.
Well, it's ordered down.
Where did you order that from, Mark?
I guarantee you I can get you a bouquet of cocks. You want a bouquet of cocks? I'll get you a bouquet of cocks by
Alexa's
2 p.m.
going mad.
With
He's
green melon.
already set like some sort of shortcut for if he says bouquet of cocks. It's just ordered 6 like fucking weird things that he's got shortcutted to bouquet of cocks.
Yep. Fucking hell. It's going to be a fun fucking weekend.
You like next week you're gonna get like 200 meters of dental floss come at you.
Knock at the Cabin. I'm going to try and fucking segment this movie again.
Yeah, you should have found a better way.
I
That
disagree.
was awful.
That was awful.
Well, you know, fuck you guys.
The
Written.
thing is, when you say the title of the film, and you obviously don't know this because I don't say it and you don't listen to the show, I put in a clip from the film. So now it's going to be, you're going to say Knock at the Cabin, then there's going to be a clip, and then there's just going to be like a couple of minutes of me trying to determine how many dicks we're talking about.
A bunch, apparently.
A bouquet.
A bouquet.
Cock.
A plethora.
Yeah, a plethora of wang. Knock at the Cabin. Written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Based on a book, The Cabin at the End of the World. Starring David Bautista, Jonathan Groff, Ben Aldridge, Abby Quinn, Rupert Grint, and Nikki Amuk-Bird. What is it about? I haven't got the IMDb. Have you got the IMDb there, Rebecca? You don't. Let's see what it says. Because I'm always intrigued by these. Knock at the Cabin. What does this say? While vacationing, a girl and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand that the family make a choice to avert the apocalypse. It's pretty accurate, actually. Yep.
Yeah. that'll do.
Ian,
Yeah.
how did you find Knock at the Cabin?
I thought it was disappointingly alright. It was really one of those like in one eye out the other films, and I wasn't expecting that. I was planning on knocking on that cabin pretty fucking hard
Yeah,
on
you
Friday
were, yeah.
afternoon. I won't lie, I was excited. I think it's got some good. It's got some good filmmaking style. Dude knows how to move around a camera, which doesn't happen in a lot of films these days. It feels like just like a camera, vroom, vroom, or things like that. Extreme close-ups doesn't really happen these days.
Changing static perspective doesn't happen anywhere near enough, whereas this does. It's altering focus, but it's not just that person talking, so they're in focus. Now this person's talking, so this person in focus. It used those tricks quite nicely.
10p. Sorry, 2-6. Lottie just brought me beers. 10p. What did Mummy negotiate with you? 10p. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Could you take these down, please?
Okay. Did you want to?
Yes, please. Yeah. Thanks, son. Love you. Right, sorry, just got to put 10p in Lottie's bank account. Sorry. Please continue.
Yeah, so just saying, the use of the movement and perspective, I thought was quite well done.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like a film. It looks like a film. It's shot on 35, and all that good stuff.
You can tell as well.
And I genuinely think you can tell. There's little imperfections in the print from time to time, like specks and stuff. It's great. So, but I thought that it was a film that it kind of played out what is quite a mad plot in the most ordinary way possible. It was just it did the setup, and then it did the whole kind of they're going to ask them, they're going to say no, then one of them's going to put a fucking pillowcase over their head and they're going to die. And it's right, so that's just going to happen several times then until we make the choice. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool, fine. And what's the choice? Right, okay, one of them's getting more into it than the other one. All right, cool. So that one's just going to go, right, you're going to need to kill me then. And does that happen? Yeah, it does. Yeah. The book is different.
The book is very different,
The book, I don't think you could actually film, maybe. I don't think, audiences would go for it.
I would.
I would have preferred him to have stick to the book ending, to be honest. Or not have it quite the same, but have them make a selfish decision and drive off into the apocalypse.
Yes. Yeah, no, exactly.
I said to Mark after we'd come out of it, one of the major tropes that I absolutely hate in cinema is the bury your gays trope, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that he had to die at the end. I would have preferred him to have been selfish, or I would have preferred him to have gone to shoot him, and then whatever higher power is causing the apocalypse go, do you know what, your willingness to make the sacrifice is enough, and the gun misfire. It just felt like such a fuck you ending that he killed him.
It was. I will say, I liked the kind of silent, they're in the car, puts on boogie shoes, turns it off, puts on boogie shoes, turns it off, puts it on, drives. So I liked that, and I liked the way it was silent, they didn't say anything to each other. Thought the kid was good, by the way. And I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what you guys thought. I was mildly disappointed. I'd rather watch something like Old, where it is just he's pushing some buttons. This, I didn't really feel like many buttons were being pushed.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'd rather gouge my eyes out than watch Old again, but...
Sure.
It was just... The ending ruined it. The story throughout, although it did get a little bit formulaic, like you say, with it was just oh, do you want to make a decision? It's a no from me. All right, I'm gonna kill myself.
Because what are they gonna do? Say yes, and the film's 45 minutes old, long. Sorry, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So it just fell into this kind of boring pattern, but all the performances were really good. It was intriguing enough. You're kind of thinking, with the fact that he just keeps checking his watch and stuff, what's going on and all this kind of shit. But it's as someone in a long-term relationship, you do naturally put yourself kind of in that, what would I do? And I would just selfishly let everyone die. Not gonna lie. The choice between losing you and Isabel or everyone else dying, I'd have to make the decision to let everyone else die. So it just wasn't relatable at all to me.
I think out of the three of us, I probably liked it the most, which I think is quite surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was... Whereas, Ian, you were disappointed because you went into it hyped. I went into it going, it's another M. Night Shyamalan movie. The intrigue that you normally get, that people get from these, I don't get from them because I think he's a bit of a fucking fraud.
He's a bit of a hack in it.
But I quite enjoyed this. But I enjoyed the performances. I enjoyed the fact that it's quite low key. I do very much think though that the continuation of M. Night Shyamalan cannot end a movie. He always fucking shoots his load too fucking. He shoots his load at exactly the wrong time. He fucks it up at the end.
Story of my life.
Constantly. You know, he's got them saying, I'm about to come, and then he just pulls it out and just spaffs all over the fucking curtains. He does that again here. They changed the ending to the book. Fair enough. No problem with that at all.
You can't be killing kids in a movie.
They changed the ending of the book, but then they change it and make it a really boring, generic ending.
Yeah.
For like you said, I think you summed it up perfectly, Ian, is everything that you think is going to happen in this movie just kind of happens.
Yeah. For someone who's supposed to be like the fucking master of the twist movie, it just plods along its course.
It's the thing is the thing that made it watchable is it's visually interesting to look at without ever being flashy or doing anything out there. It's just a well-made movie in terms of from a technical aspect, and it's got Batista, Groff, and Aldridge are very good in it.
The issue that I have is like the doubts that they start having and stuff like that. They're never really very convincing. The four of them, the four horsemen, are never really very convincing that any of this is real. Like you could rationalise everything that they're shown away.
But I quite liked that.
Yeah, but I just don't think you'd ever be convinced.
I'd have been more convinced if they could have offered an explanation for how they got that footage of the tsunami from the person who literally got killed by the tsunami.
All I can think there is that was like live streaming.
They really just needed to like do it that it was a live
stream.
That weirdly bothered me, where it's like it just looks like someone sent them the footage from the afterlife.
Yeah. They could have done better with bits like that. It's not a story-wise. It's not very polished.
No.
And I mean, and also just like the whole pandemic-y kind of thing, where like then the sacrifice is made, and then it's just suddenly like, oh, there's not been any deaths for an hour.
Yeah.
It's just like that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that like we've all been through knowing how that shit plays out for like 3 years now. You can't be lazy about that aspect of the storytelling. If it was like literally a vaccine's been found and we're gonna be able to save people from here on in, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But it being the virus has just disappeared, I get it because it's like Old Testament shit.
No, but the thing is, like by that news report, it happened an hour ago. He hadn't sacrificed himself at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't had any things for an hour. God, you're right.
Yeah, and the first earthquake hit for the tsunami
4 hours ago.
4 hours ago.
Yeah.
So it could all just be fucking unrelated, and they could all just still be fucking nut jobs, and yet Daddy fucking Andrew is dead.
But that's it. I think it does an almost good job at making you go, look, this is clearly, it's almost believable, but it's not. But the problem,
I don't think that's its intention.
No, but that's my problem. The problem is once you get to the end, the more interesting angle isn't that yes, this was causing these events. That's not interesting. It's just not.
No. The
interesting angle is that these guys have all had the same kind of psychological fucking break.
Yeah.
But then towards the the end there with old Grinty character there, He is the guy who...
Ron Weasley. Do you know, I couldn't remember his character name in Harry Potter. It was really
he is the guy who attacked.
Yeah.
That's it.
O'Bannon, yeah.
So what? That was just coincidence.
Who knows?
It's...
Well, no, because he's supposed to, like, don't they say something like the four horsemen and one of them is malice or some
But
bullshit.
again, having that again, it's M. Night Shyamalan when it basically came out and he went, and it was John Gruff going, these guys are the Four Horsemen. You're there going, really? Oh, fucking... Wow, I am glad you fucking dropped that because I had not made that connection since the fucking trailer. It's just... There must be somebody that M. Night Shyamalan that he talks to about these ideas that he's had for these movies that is a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That he talks to and that guy goes, blown. Wow. Did not fucking see that coming because everybody who watches these movies does see these things coming.
Oh, and I hate the fact that he always has to get his stupid fucking face in his movies as well.
I don't know. I liked that cameo talking about how good that fried chicken was. That's fine. If he just wants to do that shit,
But
that's fine.
it almost seems like, in the back of my mind I was thinking, is he trying to sell me an air fryer? Because I googled this and they're shit.
Bullshit.
They're bullshit.
No, but I mean, look. If he's gonna do that thing because he's trying to be in the grand tradition of Hitchcock.
He's trying
and
to
all
be
that fucking
Hitchcock.
bollocks.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I don't know, man. Like Shyamalan's definitely guilty of worse cameos than this. I mean, like the fact that in Lady in the Water, isn't he like
The Messiah.
the guy? Yeah, or like he's like the Messiah who then turns out to not be the Messiah because meta.
But then does actually turn out to be the Messiah in the end.
I can't. Okay, fair enough. I don't remember it well enough, but yeah. So him fucking just turning up in an ad, like talking about how good fried chicken from an air fryer is fine. I laughed.
If it had been
I'll
a
be
background
honest.
shot and it had just been a if you know, you know.
It's
kind
5
of thing.
seconds. Come on.
I just... Do you know what? I'm not even the world's biggest fucking Hitchcock fan, but Shyamalan, you are not Hitchcock.
Yeah, it's unearned Hitchcock quirks, and it's I still haven't fully forgiven him for Old, so that might be why he's annoyed me so much. But yeah,
I don't know. Like I say, I'm pretty fucking meh on Knock at the Cabin, but the dude every couple years, like self-finances and then gets distribution for films that cost about $20 million. They do all right. The dude shoots on film because he believes in the power of
And
celluloid.
the thing is, there,
you know,
I do agree. I did look at it and think, ooh, this is shot on film. This looks nice.
yeah. Look, I haven't loved a film of his in a good long while, but I think he's a net positive for the medium. Even if like a lot of his films are just like, the dude loves making movies. I don't think he's hurting anyone.
I think he is one of the most thoroughly mediocre filmmakers that is actually a very talented filmmaker that is just not really testing himself because I just think he's happy doing what he's doing. Fair play. And the thing is, I will
Stays in his
happily
lane.
go and watch the next M. Night Shyamalan movie because because there's not been one that I've watched that I've come away with and gone, no, I am out of this prick's
When
lane now.
when
I
he
have to
tries
say,
to
there's
do
only two
more,
that I've
people are just like, fuck that. You know, he did After Earth. People didn't like it. What did he do after that? He did The Visit. Cost fuck all. Made a shitload. Made him a shitload. Why wouldn't you do that model? Yeah. Sorry, Bex.
I was just gonna say, of his entire back catalogue, there's only two that I would say I've watched and gone, that was really fucking good, and that would be Sixth Sense at the time. It's been ruined since, but at the time,
Never
and
liked it.
Unbreakable.
Never liked Sixth Sense.
No, I know.
Do you know what I always
That's
thought
'cause
about?
you don't like Haley Joel Osment.
No, it's not. No, I have no problem with Haley Joel Osment. My issue with Sixth Sense was, don't think it's that big a twist, And B, it's boring. Sixth Sense is a boring movie.
No, I disagree. I think it's been spoiled now because everyone now goes into it, even if it's their first time watching it, knowing that he's dead. And at the time, that is a big twist. Unless, no, I don't think on a first watch with no prior knowledge you would be able to tell that he was dead.
I might have had prior knowledge.
Yeah.
That there was something. I don't think I knew that he was dead. I think I knew that there was some form of twist. And when you're watching it, you go, "Well, the twist is that he's dead." Then
Not you wouldn't guess that if you didn't have
the knowledge that it was a
looking-
twist.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So I think in that sense it's clever that it disguises it very well until it doesn't, and then you look back and go, "Fuck, of course he's not interacted with anybody else," but you don't notice it. It's very well hidden throughout the course of the film.
Yeah, hidden in 106 minutes of just boringness.
I don't think it's boring. I disagree with you.
But anyway, going back to a
not
film
the
that I
cabin,
actually
however,
liked.
It's boring.
I didn't find it boring. I thought it was alright. I enjoyed it. I think I probably ended up giving it the same rating as Ian, but from a that surprised me that I thought it was that good. And Ian's was, I'm disappointed that it was only that good.
Yeah, and I will say as well, I thought Batista was really, really solid.
Yeah.
Like the whole kind of gentle giant thing that he did worked very well.
Yeah, I think all of the performances in it are really good. To be fair, the kid annoyed me, but the rest of them, like, I don't think the kid was bad, but she was just annoying. But it was all really good performances. The standouts for me though were Dave Bautista, and I thought Rupert Grint was actually really good for the limited screen time he had. Like
It was a shame it wasn't about for more.
Yeah,
he had a nice weird energy about him.
Yeah,
He
felt really real.
Yeah.
He didn't feel like a character, whereas
He felt like Caleb Landry Jones if you could turn Caleb Landry Jones down by half.
I don't know how much you guys know about like Grint and Shyamalan's relationship, but it's like they've basically been friendly since Shyamalan was going to direct Prisoner of Azkaban like 20 years ago.
fucking hell.
And Grint is in his Apple TV show.
Servant.
So
Have
like,
you watched any?
yeah, no,
What?
no.
What's it called?
Servant.
Servant.
I don't know what it's about, but I like. That's an odd. Like those two are friends.
Yeah.
That I quite enjoy. You know, Rupert Grint and M. Night Shyamalan. Why not? Fine. It was a shame because he got the and in the opening credits. It was like, oh, okay, he's going to be playing a good substantial part here.
Nope. There's that. You kind of go. He gets sort of killed off quite quickly, and you go, well, that's the end of that then.
Yeah.
And that reminded me. Right. The opening credits, that font, and I don't know whether this is just like I was like obviously like unfortunately like addled with COVID at the time, but I thought that font was very aggressive. It was very hard to read what it was saying, and it was like, "Fuck you! I'm going to make it really difficult for you to read what I'm saying."
It was the spacing was slightly too close together.
It was just very, very odd. Like, yeah, bunched up.
Yeah.
And it was like, right, this is putting me in a fucking weird mood. And I couldn't help but feel that was on purpose.
Yes, somebody was fucking around with the fucking spacer levels and went to fucking, like, 8 when they were supposed to be at, like, 28 on it. Which was too close together.
Okay.
Yeah. Also...
Becky has no idea what I'm talking about, so I'll move on.
Do you know what I really... what I found a little bit, like... That's a fucking odd thing, but I'm kind of weirdly into it. The fact that there's a cabin there that is rented out to people because it's a holiday home that they're going to, isn't it?
Yeah.
That they've rented. That's just got a massive wall of books. They didn't bring all those books, did they?
A lot of rental places provide books, though.
There's providing books,
Well, yeah.
and there's providing an entire fucking like dividing wall of books.
Yeah, fair.
You know, that's not fucking bring a copy, leave a copy like at a fucking like the cabins we used to go to, is it?
No, true. No.
Yeah, I'm definitely not shit on it because I don't think it was shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit, but pretty mild.
Same, I think. It was fine, but the ending could have been better.
Yeah, the ending probably should have been better, I enjoyed my time with it, which I'm glad to say.
Back to what I was saying earlier, I would have just liked to have seen a gay couple in peril in a movie where one of them doesn't die. It would have been very fresh and novel. It doesn't really happen.
No, it doesn't, does
No.
it? No, well...
That's the trope.
Well, moving on. I'll just do the
They
words.
both die in this. Spoiler alert.
Knock at the cabin, definite shit 33%, touching cloth 50%, and Geostorm 17%. Yes, so moving on to people who do die, who also would very much enjoy the bouquet of cock.
Yeah, but this doesn't fit into the trope because it's not tragic in the same way.
I mean, it fucking kind of is trying to be,
We'll
isn't
get
it?
into that, won't we?
So yes, The Last of Us TV series. So yeah, I've got to bring.
Sorry,
it
the way you said that was like, right, okay, I know what Mark thought of it.
Right. So created by the guy who created the game and the guy who wrote The Hangover Part 2 and 3.
I mean, I think he'd probably prefer to be known as the guy that did Chernobyl, but whatever.
The guy who wrote the Hangover films
Yeah.
and Project X, if I remember correctly.
Did he write Project X?
I'm pretty sure.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong,
What a
but I'm
banger.
pretty sure. Nah, man.
No, it's
that
not him.
film's
It's not,
hateful.
he didn't write Project X. No,
Oh,
that was
thank God
that
for
was
that.
the guy who wrote the first Hangover movie. Wrote Project
Wrote-
X.
Okay,
This
so
guy,
I didn't make that.
No.
Okay,
you
fine.
didn't.
There was some.
This guy
logic,
wrote
yeah.
Hangover Part 2 and Hangover Part 3.
Okay, so that's why this is good.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. So The Last of Us. We watched the first 3 episodes. You've watched each episode how many times, Becky?
Well, I've watched the first episode 4 times,
Fucking hell.
Jesus.
What?
and then I think the second now 3 times, and the third twice. Yeah, that's about right.
Fair enough.
And you've not watched episode 4?
I have.
Or
watched,
you have?
I have watched episode 4.
Right, okay.
I haven't rewatched episode 4 yet.
So what have you guys made of it so far? Can we,
Okay.
We'll kind of do it. Should we do it as a individual episode, or should we do it as a holistic block, or should we do it as the first 2 episodes and then the 3rd episode?
Mark, I feel like I've had a stroke. Didn't Becky and I talk about episode 1?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Why don't you talk about your thoughts on episode
Oh,
1, given that we
okay.
already have?
All right. Yeah. Let's do that. Right.
God, you look like you're about to drop some kind of fucking bomb on me. You've got like this real threatening look on your face. Like, all right then, I fucking will.
Surprised the dog doesn't go along with them. Games and dogs have like a long tradition.
The dog runs away.
The dog, but I didn't think it did. I thought the game had a dog.
No.
What?
You know the dog at the start of the first
Marcy.
episode
Marcy the dog that belongs to the neighbours.
that belongs to the neighbours.
Right, okay.
I thought Joel and Ellie had a dog, and I thought that's where the dog comes from. And then when he didn't jump in the back of the pickup at any point or anything like that, and he'd just gone, I was like, well, they're leaving the fucking dog. Did they come back for the dog?
That's the only way you can improve the first Last of Us game is if they had a dog.
Yeah, they should have had a dog.
No, because then you'd have to be
Shouldn't
protecting
Obi had a
the
dog?
fucking dog. No.
Yeah, but no, but when like you're trying to get Ellie
Wait.
over like water bits, the dog could just be paddling along,
Yeah.
being like, "What the fuck's going on with you?" That'd be great.
That's it. Last of Us 3, guys. Put a fucking dog in it. There you go.
Yeah.
Vin's got connections in the fucking gaming world. He'll get
Even
that
though,
in.
even though there is like a dog in part 1 who then turns up towards the start of part 2, but this time it's like older, and she's like, "Hey, how you doing, old timer? You want a neck scratch?" And it's great.
There you fucking go. There's dog. So I thought the dog would be in it more. It won't. The thing is, the first episode, it feels like a pilot for a TV show.
And Tandy Newton's daughter dies. Why
that
don't
Tandy
you like
Newton's
it?
Daughter.
Oh, yeah, the kid from Dumbo. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was Teddy Newton's daughter. So that happened. But I was, as somebody who's not played the game, turning round to you a lot, Becky, wasn't I, and going, right, so what's this? Is this in the game? Or anything like that? Because you were telling me sort of little bits. So I was getting a palpable sense of, do you know what? If I'd played the game, this would be hitting me different.
Yeah, but do you know what was quite good watching it with someone who hadn't played the game?
What?
Watching you be shocked at stuff that I was just watching and like, oh, they've done that really well. That looks like it does in the game. You were like, what? The fucking daughter's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that? Nice.
So like watching you like. Obviously, like Ian and I are watching the show for the first time, but a lot of the beats we're experiencing for the 7th or 8th time because we've played the game through so much. Whereas for you, they're all new, and it's quite interesting to watch you watch them for the first time.
Yeah, when Pedro Pascal said he was 36, I was a bit like, oh, no, you're not, mate.
But the thing is, this is an episode 4 thing, but where he has a line about him being in his 50s. I'm like, yeah, but that's not also it, is it, Chief? It is between, and it's not working on either.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, there is that, yeah.
The problem is they couldn't have got someone who was 56 and de-aged them to 36 because it'd look stupid. You couldn't get someone that's 36 and age them up to 56. You have to kind of go with someone in the middle and try and partly go each way and believing the audience is gonna suspend disbelief and
Which
go along with it.
It is fair enough. I don't think it harms it. I know people who are 36 who look a lot more like they're closer to 50 than what is it? And I know a lot of people who are in their mid-50s.
Hello, it me.
It's definitely not Ian.
I just, it's a TV show. Just look at it as it's an old-looking 36 and a young-looking 56.
I'm fine with that. I joked to you, didn't I, when it got flashed to the forward time, the present 2023. I was like, you said, oh, you were saying about it being on like military rule and everything like that. So it's like, oh, so it's not just there are like cities. It's not just a complete fucking dystopian hellscape. You're like, I know there's cities, but like they're run by military rule. And I was like, all right, is there some kind of resistance? And you kind of looked at me and went, yeah, the Fireflies. Like,
Fireflies, baby.
I was joking.
Of course there's a resistance.
So there was
Wherever there's military rule, there's going to be a resistance.
Yeah, fine. The thing is, the first episode was fine. Proved to me that I am not built for TV. Had we not, I'd not agreed to watch the next 2 for this. I just sat down with you to watch it as the first one. I would have gone, I hope you really enjoy it, Bex, but I'm out. It's fun. It's all right. It's entertaining enough. There's nothing wrong with it as a show. I just don't care about it at all because I don't have any of the lived-in. I don't know. I don't have any of the. I want to see where this is going. And honestly, Bella Ramsey's face weirds me out.
Yeah, you couldn't really get past that, could you?
Couldn't get past it. No. She looks.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
She looks a little bit like a character from the cartoon Doug got the 3D fucking upgrade.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's weird.
It is. They fucking need to not jump into Last of Us Part 2 with Season 2 because she needs to age.
Yes.
Physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very young looking.
Very, very, very badly. It's fine for this. It is fine for Part 1. But man, if she looks like that, doing the stuff that Ellie is going to be doing in Part 2, that is going to be fucking weird.
Can I just point out one thing, actually? It amused me. So the whole, like, Leonardo DiCaprio's dating a 19-year-old thing, I'm assuming you've all seen this.
Yeah.
People keep putting pictures of him and his new girlfriend next to pictures of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey and saying, these people are the same ages.
Yeah, it is.
That's fucking creepy as hell.
That is a hell of a fucking meme format, that is.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Bella Ramsey's the same age as Leo's new girlfriend, and Pedro Pascal's the same age as Leo.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No.
What?
No, slight tangent. I am stunned that DiCaprio is in Hollywood, and you've got so many people in Hollywood who are like actively about certain rights and things like that, and just not being like, right, this is almost getting to the point where it's actually parody, and I don't know, it feels like there's a little bit of DiCaprio's just a powerful enough figure in Hollywood that people aren't actually going to give him shit in the Hollywood system
Like, she
for
can't
that.
even legally drink.
It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, it is ridiculous at
Yeah.
this point, and I get that these kinds of things have happened for centuries, but man, like, Hollywood's a fucking sham place anyway, and everybody's bullshit. And the whole To Leslie thing has just shown up how stupid Hollywood is, and how it's all just a fucking clique of people trying to look cool.
Hey, remember that time when Sam Taylor Wood Johnson started dating the 16-year-old star of Nowhere Boy?
Yeah, and everyone said it was creepy as hell.
No, they didn't.
And that she was a
People
predator. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Oh,
And no, but I mean, it's okay. I know we're tangenting away from The Last of Us, but no, Leonardo DiCaprio is a very, very, very prominent public figure, and surely should know himself, should not need to be told by other people that dating a 19-year-old is at the very, very least a bad look.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what can you even, like...
What? If you're going to say, what can they have in common? I think it's quite obvious.
What? They just...
Bone, yeah. DiCaprio likes to fuck.
Yeah, but...
And I'm guessing this 19-year-old girl likes to fuck too, and quite likes to fuck Leonardo DiCaprio.
Which I don't... I mean, I get that he's rich and stuff like that, but he's not a particularly attractive man unless he makes himself attractive for a movie. Like, in his downtime, he properly lets himself...
I bet he is charming as a motherfucker.
Yeah. I just, like...
Can I just... It's just... If Isabel, for instance, because we have a child that is 19 this year, right?
God,
Stop
yes.
a second. If Isabel came home with a... DiCaprio's what, 47?
48.
48. Came home from university to visit and brought her boyfriend round before I asked to see his dick. And he walked in and I went, well, this guy's nearly fucking 50. And was like, what are you on the Pedro Pascal's phase? Are you 36? Are you 56? Where are you in that fucking... in the scale with that? And if he went, I'm 48, I'd be a little bit like, oh, I think we need to go and have a bit of a conversation, mate.
Yeah.
Of what's going on there. But,
Yeah, it's icky, so icky.
to be fair, if Isabel sat me down and I went, Isabel, what's going on there? And she went, well, to be honest, I just kind of like older guys. I like fucking older guys, and he's an older guy, and he likes fucking a younger girl, not young girls, not young like that. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it, fair enough. If you're both happy and the situation's happy, what's it matter to me?
She does have a bit of a thing for older guys. She's got a bit of a crush on Jurgen Klopp.
I mean, I've got a crush on Jurgen.
I mean,
Klopp.
yeah,
Who hasn't?
Yeah. It's a smile.
We seem we're fucking just tangented quite far. Then.
Oh, just very quickly before you go back into your thing, before I forget, my parents, I was talking to them about it today, because they're watching
It's about like an older cock.
No,
About
The Last of Us.
it's about wanting to fuck Jurgen Klopp.
No, The Last of Us. And they were like, oh, one thing I did think was really nice, though, was when that little boy arrived at the city, and they were really nice to him and gave him some medicine and then took him off for his favourite food. I was like, did you not see his trainers? And they were like, what? I was like, and they went, what?
They don't watch things though.
No,
they
they
have
don't.
things on in the room.
That's it. I said, so there's a real like close-up shot of his trainers as he's walking towards the thing before he collapses, and they were like, right. I didn't really notice that. I was like, right, you need to watch things better. I said, but then, you know, afterwards when the lady's like, I can't do this, and then Joel picks up a body out of the van and puts it on the fire. Yeah. They're the same fucking trainers.
It's the point.
Oh, did he die? Yes! They did a test on him and it went red in the background of the shot, and then they fucking...
And then they killed him.
Yeah. They straight up murdered him, Mum. Oh. That's not very nice, is it? No, it's not.
So moving on to the next episode,
Yeah.
episode 2. Did you guys talk about episode 2?
We did not.
No.
Right. Have at it then. You guys can talk about episode 2.
It was cool to see Neil Druckmann direct some live action. I thought he did well with the tense stuff. Felt a little bit we need to get from point A to point B.
Felt like a TV episode. Not a bad TV episode, but
Yeah.
it did feel like a, look, we need to get, like you say, from point A to point B.
Really could have done without the way that Tess is the way that Tess is dispatched in this is relatively similar. Like she's been bitten and whatnot, but the whole kind of like infected bursting in because she's shot by
Fedra.
Yeah. So that is different. And the whole tendrils coming out of the mouth thing, obviously my body horror thing is no thank you. And it was, I thought it was fine. And I'll, spoiler alert, I also thought episode 4 was fine. I'm a little worried that this is settling into a rhythm of there's going to be an episode that has some notable shit, then a bit of a filler one, then notable shit, filler one. So I'm looking forward to next week. But yeah, Bex, thoughts on 2?
So going back to the beginning, I really enjoyed the pre-credits bit. With
Oh,
the
yeah.
mycologist, where it's just like, nah, we're all fucked.
Now you got a bomb.
Just
I need to go home and see my family
Yeah.
because we need to bomb this shit. Yeah,
Because
really.
I do think it really like. So like with the start of the first episode with the interview and stuff like that, it is very much setting a kind of, guys, this could happen, and this could be how this would go down. And like I think it's grounding it very well in a little bit of reality, because like the cordyceps fungus is a real fungus. It does take over like the minds of ants and stuff like that. That all that shit in the first before the first episode is true. And the world is getting hotter. Like shit could go down, and hard decisions would need to be made if that were the case. Something that I didn't notice until I rewatched episode 2 or 3, it's the beginning of 3, isn't it? With Marc, was obviously in this pre-credit it says that it's a flour and grain factory, and then in the start of episode 3 he's saying that it got into the food
You got into food source, yeah.
food chain, probably through something really common like flour. And he gives examples, and one of the examples that he gives is pancake mix. And obviously at the start of the first episode, she's like, what the fuck, have we got no pancake mix? And then they end up having eggs, and then like he's supposed to bring back a birthday cake which would have flour in it, but he forgets. So that whole day, when everyone was getting infected through the food,
Yeah.
they miss.
Yeah.
Because of that. And it's like, oh, okay, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
She doesn't stay for cookies either.
No, she doesn't say for cookies. Well, fucking noticed.
You were paying attention, fair play.
How exciting. So yeah, episode 2. And then obviously we've got the bit where they're trying to find the way to the state building, which is very similar in kind of playthrough of the game. You're trying to get to the golden domed building that's in the distance.
The bit where they go into, is it a shopping centre or a museum? I think it is, isn't
Yeah.
it? And you've got the rainwater is like levelled off the ground, and they've got to walk through it. When they're walking at that, the shop in the back, in my brain, I was going, right, I bet that is just straight up lifted from the game.
I think it is, isn't it, Ian?
Yeah.
But you've got, obviously, there are some deviations in that they refer to the fact that if you step on the cordyceps here, then the infected X amount of miles away would know where you were. So there's that. That's quite an interesting thing, and that comes back obviously when they're in the state building. The bit with the clickers, loved the clickers. The fucking creature design on them is so accurate to the game, and I absolutely fucking thought that scene was so tense. And again, very similar to the bit in the game where you kind of try to hide behind cabinets and move really slowly. The only thing you don't get is Joel fucking creeping up behind them and shivving them in the neck.
Yeah.
that would be necessary. Like, he could use a shiv. And then obviously they have the scuffle with the guys. They go over the roof. They get to the state house, and then it does deviate quite significantly in that the Fireflies haven't been taken out by Fedra. They've been taken out by infected, and then the healthy ones have taken over. The Fedra aren't involved here. That's quite a significant difference, because then obviously in the game, the next part of that is she sacrifices herself to blow up some of the Fedra people that are then gonna continue to chase Ellie and Joel, and you're running away from them. Am I right, Ian? Through that building.
Fuck. Yeah, I mean, I trust your view of it more than I would mine, if I'm honest. So yeah, sure.
So then obviously she's been bitten. That's the same as the game, but the what takes her out eventually is the infected rather than, and that bit is grim. And I'm still kind of thinking, right, but I get it with you can get infected with the spores. I get it that you can get infected in the game. I get it that you can get infected through a bite. Why would you stand there and let someone infect you with tentacles? And
yep.
So is it that how she's been infected by the bite is already pulling her into the hive mind of the cordyceps, and so she submits to full infection?
I think she's just trying to light the... What is it?
It's just like, fuck it, I've just got to...
But some people obviously must get infected in that way, otherwise what's the point of it?
I think they've just been, like, probably bitten and... What is it? I think it just gets it in there a little bit quicker, doesn't it?
Right. So yeah, I think that bit's still a little bit woolly for me. But yeah, and then obviously, yeah.
I liked this episode more than I liked the first episode.
Yeah.
It felt like I felt like I was watching a TV episode because it was 45 minutes long. That's how long TV episodes should be.
Yeah.
If you have an hour-long TV episode, it should be 40-odd minutes because you're allowing for ad breaks.
Yeah.
Have it at that. This idea, I don't mind a pilot being longer. That I can get my head around that. But this idea that some can be an hour and 20 minutes, some can be 45 minutes, some can be 52 minutes, just it feels a little bit like. And people say, "Oh no, it's great because it gives people chance to kind of be a little bit different with the form." No. The constraints of TV is what makes TV a different kind of form.
Yeah, yeah.
Thus played out in episode 3, which I went into with a lot. There was a lot of people saying one of the greatest episodes of TV ever. Watch more TV, people. Seriously. I do not get it.
Oh, wow.
I do not get it. That was fucking boring. Not only was it fucking boring, it was fucking pointless. The character exists in the games in a different format than that, right? The fucker just dies in this, right? And we've watched. There was interesting parts of that episode, the bits that they weren't in, right? And then you've got within it an hour of this story that has nothing to do with it, of what's going to go forward at all. Of two characters that I'm watching it going, right, is this a love story, or is it just this guy's like, do you know what? This ain't bad, and he ain't that bad, and I'm going to get fed quite nicely.
No, I think I think this one could be a bit of a what for people that haven't played the game. I think
out of curiosity, Frank isn't in the game. He's died, hasn't he? Bill's had the relationship with Frank, and Bill's in the game. Is that what I'm right in thinking?
So what is it? Frank commits suicide
and leaves Bill a nasty note.
And and it is literally just like,
fuck you.
You made my life a misery. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right. So did they completely change?
It's complete. It's a complete deviation. This, yeah. And I think if you know that about the game, this is nice in that it's like, I'm glad that didn't happen to them and that they were all right till the end. And I'm glad, from a as a bottle episode theme, it was nice that you got to see these two people meet, fall in love, live an entire life together, because they get almost 20 years together, and then live in this paradise, really, that Bill's created in comparison to the rest of the world at that time, and die on their own terms.
That fine.
But I can see what you're saying. If you don't have any nostalgia for that character,
Nope.
or want
Don't
any
know.
expansion on that, yes, you get to see them build a relationship with Joel and Tess a little bit. You kind of get to see the fleshed out versions of who the Bill and Frank are that are sending the musical codes, and they get a battery. That's about it from your point of view, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
it was
the thing is,
boring.
God, I'm going to pick my words carefully here, because I really don't want to sound like a dick. But at the same time, there was an awful lot of that was one of the greatest episodes of TV ever, as Mark said. And I think that as a piece of, giving the spotlight to...
Is it the San Junipero effect?
Yeah,
Because that was
also
so underwhelming as well.
I like Sanji.
Yeah, and but like two gay men who, I think it's fair to say one of whom is not conventionally attractive. Like, I think Maury Bartlett's like sort of.
Yeah.
Nick Offerman maybe not so much. And there's there are bits in this where like they're about to have sex for the first time, where it is quite. You don't see that on TV every day. But I think that there is a conflation between telling a story, and telling a story means that no matter what, it is one of the greatest things of TV ever. It's notable, but it's notable in a way that, for me, Uhura in the original Star Trek having the first interracial kiss on TV is. It doesn't mean that episode of Star Trek was amazing, the whole thing, but it is notable that shit was happening in a show. I enjoyed it, and I thought it was a great flesh out. I enjoyed it as like a good short film. There is just a sense with this show that it does want to be, we're better than video games. Just a little bit of that to me. And I think we're going to get...
Obviously, the guy that's doing it is the creator of the video game. I think, more for me, I'm getting the vibe that he's just enjoying being able to expand on things that would not work in a video game.
It's, okay, I mean, I think maybe that The Last of Us is better than video games, just as a general
I think that could be correct.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think you could be spot on there.
And, Greg Mazin, before the show came out, was talking about, like, The Last of Us is the greatest story in all of video games, and it's... I think it's a very, very compelling story. It is also get person from plot point A to point B, and a bunch of shit happens in between.
Yeah, it's not breaking new ground.
No, not really,
No, and
it's
I mean, you look
game.
at...
Do you know what? I'm sure it is a very good game.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a very good game. It's not the greatest story ever told.
But a lot of people have told me other games are very, very good. People like the Assassin's Creed games.
Well,
I tried playing it, and all you do is run from one place, climb up and look at shit, and then you do the same thing again somewhere else. I tried playing Red Dead Redemption, and honestly, I was like, so what I do is just ride a horse around a lot.
But it's like, yeah, no, absolutely. But the thing is, I mean, in terms of stories in video games, and I've got a relatively inexperienced... I think Bex probably knows more than I do. BioShock. Those games, BioShock and BioShock Infinite, are games where it's like a story that is taking in an awful lot of societal resonance, and it's got really surprising twists and turns all the way through, and really evocative imagery. And it's like there's going to be a BioShock movie on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, I would. The guy who did I Am Legend is directing it, and I'm like, do you know what? Maybe give me like an 8-episode series. I'm not saying like 13 episode, but an 8-episode BioShock Infinite, I think would be cracking.
Is Infinite
and I'm
the
not
one in the sky?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my least favourite out of the 3. There's almost too much story in Infinite.
But that's and I mean, I don't know. I feel like you could flesh that out. So I mean, I'm liking The Last of Us, but I have a feeling that by the end of the season, people are going to go, "That was good. Episode 3 was an absolute banger. More of that, please."
See, I'm the other way around. I enjoy the fleshing out of the characters and getting to know characters that you only peripherally get to know in the game. I think it is. It's a bit of a slog of an episode to get through because it is very slow paced and it completely kills off the momentum from episode 2.
I'm glad people are enjoying it. I'm glad I don't have to watch it.
And but
moving
on to episode.
So it very much in the same way as people will constantly tell me how good The Mandalorian is and things like that, but not at one point, at any point through people explain it to me, do I go, yeah, I'll give that. Do I anything? Yeah, I'll give that a go, because I won't. I don't. It's not something that just clicks with me. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. I tried with this, and it's just Jesus. I'm sorry, that episode 3 was boring.
And hey, this was an experiment because we didn't watch The Whale.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, segueing into episode 4, Bex, I've got to say, I'm slightly starting to tune out. I'm intrigued to see what you thought about episode 4, but Melanie Linsky basically playing a Karen who has become commander of that area. I'm not massively into that.
I don't know, because like it depends obviously what happens in number 5. This episode felt too short to me. Like there was too much left unanswered. When I saw it was only 45 minutes, I was a bit devastated, to be honest.
That's how long TV should be.
But yeah, I kind of get the feeling that Melanie Linsky's character is kind of supposed to be, because when they get there, the QZ's just completely gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she's obviously kind of supposed to be the Marlene for that QZ, like the rebellion leader, and I don't really think she's a baddie that's not really a full baddie. She's doing bad things because bad things have been done to her, and I just think there's more to the story with this band of people than in the game. When they get ambushed, the guys are just bad dickheads and they're just trying to steal from them. I kind of got the feeling from this episode that they are ambushed because I don't know, I kind of get the vibe that they are getting kind of Federal people turning up and having to continue to defend themselves from them. Like, they've taken over their QZ, they've got rid of the military rule, and that they're trying to sort of keep themselves free from that. Obviously, there's the whole Henry and Sam stuff, and I'm not sure how that's going to feed into that, but like it sounds like the Doctor was some kind of informant for Fedra, and it just seems like there's more going on. Like, again, it's going to deviate from the game, and it's quite unpredictable.
And I've got a question, 'cause, like, I don't know, Donna was kind of like half watching it with me yesterday. So we're 4 out of 9 in. One of them is left behind. So we've got basically 4 of. So we've got like 4 of the last of basically the game left. So where in the story, I feel like we're maybe 25% in
Yeah.
of the game. But in terms of like episodes, we're about halfway through. I'm a little worried now that maybe shit is going to start to get a bit rushed unless the rest of the episodes are just longer. Because what do we have? So, assuming that episode 5, is like the culmination of this section, by the end of this episode, this location they would have left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we've got So we've got meeting up with Tommy and like his people. We've got the winter section, so David and whatnot.
Yeah. The university.
We got the university,
Can I
and
ask that?
we've got the climax.
Is this season?
Yeah, is this season
Is
the
this
whole
season
of
the
the
whole
first
of the
game?
first game, though?
It's supposed to end. Yeah, it's supposed to encompass the whole of the game.
Right.
I think they should have padded it a bit. There's too much story to fit into 4
This-
episodes.
Fucking.
If
yes.
one of them is left behind,
Yes.
there is too much story to fit into 4 episodes. Given
It
how
is
far
gonna
they've
be-
got with the first 4.
I feel like they're all gonna have to be like an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know how you do this now. There is so much story because obviously there's going to be some Tommy stuff because the whole point is that he's trying to find Tommy.
I'm guessing Kin will be Tommy.
Sorry?
Kin is like family, isn't it? I'm guessing
Yeah,
that
yeah,
will
yeah.
be Tommy.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh, there's episode titles. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Next
so
one's Endure
and
and
then-
Survive.
so that's going to be the David one, I think. Like that whole David and the Cannibals is in the because Troy Baker plays one of David's people.
But, right, so that would mean they'd have to wrap in the university and the David stuff, because the reason he's injured and she's looking after him is because he cuts himself falling out of a window at the university.
Unless they mess with that.
Unless they...
The
timeline.
he's injured in a different way.
Well, who can say? Because they fully, completely changed one of the characters' fucking lives.
But it's like, we're going to have the giraffe. Imagine if they don't have the giraffe
They need
moment.
to have the giraffe.
They're going to have the
Wait,
giraffe.
what?
The giraffe.
I'm a little more interested now.
You met a giraffe
I met a
once.
giraffe once.
They did. Oh, dude, they meet a giraffe in this, and
Right.
it's just such a lovely
Yeah.
moment of like Ellie experiencing like the wonder that a 5-year-old would have at seeing a giraffe.
It's after
but-
quite an intense and scary bit of the game as well, isn't it? Isn't it once they come through the tunnels?
yeah,
And
that's
it's
right.
it's a breathe moment.
I did quite enjoy her reaction to first getting in a car.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, though, Ian, the fucking joke book. You must have liked the joke book.
Yeah, some good dad jokes. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some good dad jokes in episode 4.
And like I did enjoy just kind of how almost one for one her getting the nudie the nudie mag from the
Yeah.
back, and then the why are all the pages stuck together like that? I thought they did that really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I'm. The thing is, everybody was going nuts for episode 3,
Yeah.
and it feels like episode 4 there was no chatter about it whatsoever. And I'm really, really worried that the message from that they're going to take from season 2 is we've got to have big, impactful episodes that aren't really about moving the plot along, and they're just these individual stories. And it's like, the thing is, part 2 is like double the length of the first game. Like, it feels to me, you do a season 2, not next year, but the year after, you do a season 2, which is between parts 1 and 2, and it's all original content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You then give it another couple years, and then you do 2 seasons, which encompass The Last of Us Part 2, and then by then,
The game. Number
we
3.
probably would have had The Last of Us Part 3 in a game, and then they can adapt that for TV.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Yeah.
Because there's a big gap between the end of number 1 and number 2, like years wise, isn't there? There's
Four. It's basically 4 years.
There's filler they
And
can
it's-
put in there. Their life in Tommy's little community.
Yeah, exactly. And you seed in the characters. You could even do a bit of Abby, of like her starting to like pin like get all the people together and starting to hunt Ellie and stuff like that. You can do that. I wouldn't be surprised if towards the end of the last episode of season 1 there is some Abby content. I you know, there's some scuttlebutt that she's already been cast because Neil Druckmann's like been talking to someone on Instagram who looks like Abby, who is an actress, and blah blah blah. So
Yeah, but by the same token, HBO Max are making the fucking Dark Tower series, and Pedro Pascal's playing Roland because there's been pictures of Pedro Pascal and Flanagan, and they've been talking to each other on Twitter. So you just don't know, do you?
yeah, alright, fair
Is
enough.
Abby
Yeah.
the one with the big arms that all like fucking gamer boys were like, oh, this girls don't have arms like that.
The girls don't
and
look
then
like
literally,
that. Yeah.
Literally, the girl who she's modelled on was like, I mean, they do. It's me.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It's like if one of the things I will say that I enjoy is if episode 3 was driving the exact people you expect fucking mad on Reddit and YouTube
Oh yeah,
and all that.
yeah, I'm all for it.
Imagine what a fucking season of part 2 is going to do. Good.
Yeah, I am. I do agree with you. I'm concerned that they're going to get all the story, that they're going to condense the rest of the story too much and shit the bed.
You're gonna
a
play
little bit.
part 2 at any point?
Yeah, we'll do before the next season comes out.
Well, the next season comes out. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
but no, I'm talking about the season 1.
I know.
They're going to struggle to fit it all in.
Right. So that was Last of Us. Let's talk some fucking movies.
Last
What?
thing on Last of Us, I am very much enjoying how Joel and Ellie's relationship is developing and how they are kind of, as they do in the
Yeah.
game, becoming closer and becoming more familial. I'm enjoying that.
Yep.
Carry on, Mark.
What has somebody been watching? Who wants to go first? Ian, what have you been watching?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so let me just pull up my letterboxd. Okay, so continuing our Harry Potter watches, because apparently we're transphobes. Fucking Hogwarts Legacy, man. Jesus Christ, some of the reaction to that. Anyway, Harry Potter and the
all I've
Half-Blood
heard is that
Prince.
it's a really good game, and people shitting on people who think it's a really good game.
Yeah, it's one or t'other. It's one or t'other. Okay, so Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, watched this like literally a week ago. I don't remember much. I'm going to read my letterbox review. Emma Watson deserves an Oscar for making it somewhat believable that she would fall for Ron. It's all quite quick. To be fair, as is Harry and Ginny. Good movie. Stakes are very much raised, and Alan Rickman is doing work with which, once you have full context, is pretty stunning. Yeah, I agree with what I wrote there. Rickman, seriously, because like he was told by Rowling early on, this is what actually happens with your character before like the books had been published and whatnot. So incorporate that into your performance, and he does that beautifully with this. Actually, it's honestly, I feel like he would have been getting some Best Supporting Actor heat if people knew.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I mean, it's long. Emma Watson has this kind of moment where she's kind of like really heartbroken that Ron is going out with some other girl, and she's with Harry, and Harry's also a bit like crushed that Ginny's with someone else, and they've just got this nice male-female friend
yeah.
consoling each other thing, which is really well played, actually.
Yeah, I kind of remember that bit and thinking it's quite well done, that, because obviously at other points it seemed like they were destined to try and get them together.
Yeah, quite. I mean, I'll be honest, and Rowling said, actually, I wish I just got Harry and Hermione together. I'm not against that, because Radcliffe and Watson have got really good chemistry. They've got more chemistry than Grint and Watson have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we are. All right, bang through some stuff quickly. Black Adam, I did a drunk commentary for Patreon where I didn't tell anyone what I was watching until about 10 minutes into the commentary. Andrew Jones put a comment on the Patreon and was not happy about it. Andrew, sorry buddy, it was a bit. Black Adam is just very, very, very forgettable. Like, just... Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. The Patreon. But it just really is like, wow, that film just does not do anything, does it? It is fucking insane that Dwayne Johnson was saying this, this is going to be the start of the new DC and it's going to change the hierarchy of power. But it basically changes the hierarchy of power in one Middle Eastern country. So, there you go. Alright, so I rewatched Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which I forgot to talk about watching Black Panther Wakanda Forever when it came out.
You did actually, didn't you?
Black Panther.
Yeah, yeah, man, right, this is not a good film. And it's not because I don't appreciate the costumes or the fact that it is a primarily African-American cast. I really, really like Black Panther. I watched it before Wakanda Forever. I think that film holds up and Michael B. Jordan is the best villain of the entire MCU. Wakanda Forever is 2 hours 40 minutes where a good 45 minutes is setting up a Disney Plus series and is fucking inexcusable.
What Disney Plus series?
Ironheart.
What the fuck, the Ironheart?
Don't worry about it.
I'll find out because we are going to watch Wakanda Forever at some point, but it's just when I can have 2.5 hours of just going, well, this is a bit miserable.
No, I mean, look, it's...
I think the spell might be broken for me. I think I might be out.
I'm not quite out yet.
Look, it's got extreme shot on a car park in Georgia vibes. Doesn't feel like it was shot anywhere real at all. Angela Bassett has 2 big scenes and 1 smaller scene and is going to win Best Supporting Actress. People have done that with less runtime, and I think that's absolutely fair enough in a way, but Stephanie Zhu in Everything Everywhere All at Once is right there. Letitia Wright, awful character arc. Literally, I thought that her character arc was going to be that she's killed at the end to make a point. Sorry, Mark, that person I was having a debate with on Reddit earlier on's just responded. So, I just got distracted there. Fuck's sake. Awful character arc, and I don't really like the performance. I think she worked well as the bratty kid sister in the first one. As the new Black Panther, that ain't it. I like the bad guy in Namor is decent. I think he's all right. Cinematography shit. It is dark as fuck. Donna literally had to turn off a light because it was glaring on the TV and she couldn't see what was happening. That honestly, I gave it 2.5 on Letterboxd on this watch, and thinking about it, I could go lower.
Ooh. That's bruising.
I think Wakanda Forever is a bad film, and it's not. It's very, very respectful of Chadwick Boseman. The Marvel Studio sequence doesn't have any music over it, so it's serious. I'm gonna go so far as to say I think it's a bad film, and it's not going to be one that people are going to remember.
That's fine. I don't think you're alone in thinking it's a bad film.
Yeah, there we are.
We're going to try and watch it out at some point in the next few weeks. Just finding time.
Maybe.
Very quickly, my Oscar nominations watch continued. I watched Best Animated Feature nominee Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Don't you two do not need to watch this film. It is very, very sweet. Looks like it must have been an absolute ball ache to make. It is small animated elements in a live action environment. I am surprised it qualified for Best Animated Feature.
Can I ask a question then? Very quickly.
Yeah.
Right? And this is a genuine question. I promise I'm not being snarky or anything like that, right? So that's been nominated for Best Animated Feature, and it is animated sequences within a live action film. Right?
Yeah.
Could you make a very strong argument to state that, for instance, Avatar: Way of Water is a more animated movie than that?
Yeah, I'm assuming they didn't put in Avatar for Best Animated Feature.
No,
but yes, 100%.
Without
I
people
take your
noticing,
point and I agree.
Without people noticing or actually able to comprehend, Avatar 2: The Way of Water is an animated feature. It just happens to have a couple of live action humans in it. But none of it's real.
Yeah, 100%.
Ian, I need you to stop being a coward and watch the Carl Urban vehicle, The Sea Beast.
I'm going to. I promise you. Yeah, look, it's one that's one that I think Lottie might like. So I'm just trying to find the time. Yeah, basically, documentary filmmaker moves into an Airbnb, basically finds some anthropomorphic shells and films them while they're talking about how they're living life, but their shell brethren were taken away when the ex-owner of the house moved out, took the drawers in which they lived with him, and now he wants to find them, and the documentary filmmaker tries to help find them. Very sweet, very slight. If Best Animated Feature wasn't a category, I kind of almost wonder whether A24 wouldn't have put money behind it, because it kind of just feels like they put money behind it because it was like, yeah, this could maybe make some money and get nominated for that Oscar. I enjoyed it. It's charming. I think it's nothing more than that, and I would be stunned if it won Best Animated Feature. I watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail because Chinchoroko vs. Punter did an episode on it recently. I think that film is very funny, right from the moment that the subtitles start talking about moose and going to Sweden because it has many beautiful islands. I think it's great. Watched it in front of Lottie, and she found the knight who just kept on getting his arms and legs chopped off quite distressing, but also weirdly funny. And I like the anarchic spirit of Monty Python. John Cleese is a dickhead, and the fact that they are doing a new version of Fawlty Towers feels like absolute prime gammon material. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, to be produced by Rob Reiner.
Huh?
That's real.
Nah, fucking simulation.
So yeah, but hey, I find Monty Python funny. I kind of feel like it is the kind of stuff that in future years is going to be cancelled, and it's like my father-in-law watching Mrs. Brown's Boys and laughing at that. I almost feel like that's going to be like me with Lottie watching me watch Monty Python. Never mind. It is what it is. And then lastly, I watched a couple of action films. Rewatched The Raid.
Oh, yeah, we watched this not too long ago, didn't we, Lex?
Yes, we did.
Good movie. It's all any film needs is a man to come bursting in from the ceiling while another man just so happens to be running along anyway, and then just fucking canes him out a window.
Yeah.
One of the great action 5 seconds of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, look, hey, the plot is no great shakes, but I love the fact that it's a lot of these Indonesian folks and one sweaty, fat white man who is the cause of all the problems. That rules. I like The Raid. I'm gonna be watching The Raid 2 over the next week, 2 weeks, whatever. It's on Netflix. I'm looking forward to it. But did a first time watch of, this is my last for this week, Police Story 3 Super Cop. So I bought the 4K set. Quick thing on the 4K set. It looks like a bunch of dodgy knockoff discs.
Oh.
So really, really nice box set. And then literally you open it up. The cases are really flimsy. And the artwork looks like someone just printed some shit off the net.
Oh, that's not good.
No, yeah, really low quality stuff. And then
To be fair, the complete Kurosawa box set I've got is a bit like that, isn't it? Really nice box set, but then the discs look ropey as fuck.
I feel like they're just in like
film's
plastic
fine.
pamphlet things
Yeah.
loose inside the box, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a really nice box, you open it up and you expect like all to fold out and it's like someone's just chucked them in a box.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Written on the discs with
but-
Sharpie.
Yeah, it's not far off that.
So I'd watched Police Story and Police Story 2 previously, and I'd never watched Super Cop. Do you know what? I'm going to be depressingly quick on this. It's like they tried to make an Americanized version of Police Story for good and ill.
Which is kind of what they did do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. It takes fucking ages to get going, and it is only about an hour and a half long. But there's all this stuff about Jackie Chan rocking up and his supervisor trying to convince his supervisor not to put Chan on this assignment to go with Interpol to do some stuff and blah blah blah. And it's like the bumbling characters from the first one are in like the first 20-30 minutes, and then decent action sequences every now and then. Michelle Yeoh is great. The treatment of Maggie Cheung's character throughout all of these films has been problematic. In this one, there is an extended sequence which I think is played for laughs, where she is at a hotel being mistaken as a prostitute who is trying to get Jackie Chan to have sex with her, and he's saying no, 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 but it's because he doesn't want to let his girlfriend know that she's undercover. But everyone thinks she's a prostitute. And it's just a bit, wow. But at the end, there's some shit where Jackie Chan is dangling off of a helicopter and Michelle Yeoh is on a motorbike jumping over shit and then landing on a moving truck and train and all this kind of stuff. And that's great. I was disappointed by this. The Police Story films have been diminishing returns for me.
Yeah, the first one's great, but yeah.
The first one rules. And then it just goes downhill from there. So I've now put this box set on eBay. I'll watch the first one again. I don't think I'd watch the other two again.
That's fair.
There you go.
Yeah, that's fair, to be fair.
Fair to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair.
I don't know where was that. Yeah, so wanted to do a bit of an experiment. I had seen The Maze Runner and remembered it really well and remembered really liking it. Knew I'd seen The Scorch Trials but didn't remember it and hadn't seen The Death Cure. And then with The Hunger Games...
Cooper had seen them.
Hey?
Cooper had seen them.
Okay. Apparently the cat had seen them.
Yeah.
And then The Hunger Games, I remember watching all of them and not the last part. So
He didn't watch me and Isabel went to see part 2 of...
Mockingjay Part 2.
Mockingjay Part 2 at the cinema,
Yeah.
didn't we? But you didn't come.
No. So I kind of, the completionist in me wanted me to remember all of them and have seen all of them. So, basically it goes Maze Runner bangs, Scorch Trials is fine, Death Cure is boring, Hunger Games bangs, Catching Fire's pretty good, Mockingjay Part 1's kind of crap, and then Mockingjay Part 2's crapper.
They'd all just given up, hadn't they?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
it was
and
like they started making Mockingjay and were just like, can't be asked to finish this.
Well, they both suffer kind of from the same thing, and I get it. It's a YA thing of they get less fun, more serious
Yeah.
as they go on. but I kind of just wanted them all to be as fun as the first ones were. Like, they all get so political towards the end, but it's like pseudo-political because it's aimed at kids. And so it's broad strokes political. And it just doesn't... do you know what? It's not made for me. It doesn't have to appeal to me, but watching it, it's like, this is very childish.
But Isabel really liked them up to the Mockingjay ones, and then thought they were just boring and a little
Yeah.
They done gone fucked up with those.
I think they probably work really well for a very specific subsection of the audience. But almost
I've gotta say,
everybody else will find the last few boring.
the fact they're doing a Hunger Games prequel with Rachel Zegler does feel a bit like, look, just leave it alone. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's been too long,
Yeah.
guys.
You
Leave
have
it alone.
flogged that horse, and it is just fucking... It's dead.
So yeah, series of diminishing returns, both of them. I also obviously watched Shotgun Wedding in preparation for last week's show that I wasn't on. I know you guys will have spoken to it about this. It's shit.
Saying the things we were too scared to say.
Oh, why did you guys not?
We're doing all right about it.
It's shit.
I thought it was fine. I mean, it is shit, but I thought it was fine.
Nah. And he's properly punching if he thinks he can get jail.
We did have a conversation about that.
I mean, there is that.
Yeah, it's shit.
He comes up later on in the podcast.
Oh, does he? God. What have you watched? Okay, so a little fun one to watch.
Fucking no, it's not.
So I decided that a rewatch of The Platform was in order.
Said nobody ever.
It's really fucking good.
Right, Mark, you have fucking zero justification for throwing that at Becky.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, it's bleak. Yeah, it's a comment on society. Yeah, but it's really fucking good.
It is good, but I would never watch that movie again.
Why? Just out of interest. Is it all the death? Is it the eating of other
Just
people?
grim. It's just grim.
Is it when that one lady takes a shit in that man's face?
A little bit, yeah. I just don't need that in my life. Fine without it.
But the girl is the message, and they get the message sent back on the platform.
I'm fine with not having
It may
the
trigger
message.
social change.
It won't.
It might.
Becky, I was fine with watching the platform when I watched it. I'll never watch it again.
That's fine.
I'm too busy watching other things again.
Yeah, but you rewatch shit. I rewatch good stuff.
Well, I rewatched some good stuff this week.
Did you really?
I did.
Yeah, questionable. So and then we.
Oh yeah, we actually watched a film together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. In between all your late shifts and early shifts and all that crap, we managed to watch the Gerard Butler movie Plane.
Yep.
Sweet.
Plane's a banger.
It's fun.
It's good, eh?
Yeah.
It's good. It's tense. Got a plane in it. It's I like what you said there, Gerard Butler. He's just trying to do his job.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah.
It's not, do you know what? It's not going to be challenging my top 10 of the year at the end of the year, but it's fun.
No, but Plane is better than it has any right to be.
Yeah, I would agree with
Is
that.
what I would say there. And looks like a film.
Oh, and there's a rocket launcher.
There is a rocket, but that whole scene is really quite tense.
It is, yeah.
And really quite well done. When basically there's not a lot going on in it, really.
I like the fact as well that he's like, you know, he's the action hero in this action movie,
Yeah.
but he's not overpowered.
No.
Do you know?
100% Bex. Sorry, yes.
A lot of the time, you know, you get like it's kind of like the Bruce Willis thing in Die Hard.
Yeah.
He's just a cop doing cop shit. He's not until the later Die Hard movies when he's a cop doing superhero shit, and it's like it's too far. Like this guy is just a normal guy doing stuff that normal guys could do.
Yeah.
Had they been in the Royal Air Force? He was
Yeah.
in. You know, he's got some knowledge of like military procedure and stuff like that, and then obviously the other guy was in the FFL, so they have skills, but they're not outsized.
Yeah.
And I liked that about it. It felt more grounded.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a fun, entertaining watch. I had a good time with it. I would think they'll end up being a Plane 2.
I kind of hope not.
I hope there's one that's called Trains.
And then one that's called
And then another one's called Automobiles.
No. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, Plane, banger.
Yep.
Right, brace yourself, guys, for some shit rom-coms.
Well, fuck you.
Go, go, go.
So I watched Ava, the Tate Taylor movie starring Jessica Chastain, which was her chance to have, that film.
Oh, you're the person who watched it. Oh,
I am
that's
the person who
nice.
watched it, yeah. Now, by all kind of like rational sense, I should have enjoyed this because it's Jessica Chastain
She's a redhead.
which is a redhead, yeah, playing a bitch who kicks people's ass. It's really quite dull. It's really quite dull, and the whole premise, you're watching it going, I don't get it. Not that I don't get what's going on, that it's complicated or anything like that. It's more just, wait, is that it? She works for a secret service of assassins, but they don't like her. She's gone a little bit rogue because she keeps asking the people that she's assassinating what is it they did to have her want to assassinate them. And it just all felt a little bit like you've thrown a load of tropes together, mixed it together and gone, right, spin the big wheel of actresses. Right, Jessica Chastain. And that's what it feels like, and it's not very good. Like Gina Davis plays her mum, who of course also used to be an assassin.
Yeah, right.
But it's not like in any fun or funny way. And that is a bit where Jessica Chastain comes in because the mother's been in hospital, and she goes, "Oh, because the whole thing is that she constantly puts her down, but constantly bigs up her sister." And she's like, "Oh, you could have you could have sorted your hair out for the occasion or something like that." And you look at it going, "I'm sorry, but Jessica Chastain is still a very attractive woman, just even with the hair slung up. Wind your fucking neck in, Gina." And it's just a little bit like that. It's probably the most unrealistic bit of the film. I watched a film called Buffaloed. It was shit. I watched this like a week ago, and I genuinely can barely remember anything about it.
Okay.
It stars Zoe Dutch as just if you could take the idea of an annoying person. She is very intelligent, comes from quite a poor family, but thinks she's got the gift of the gab.
That's why she's a cunt.
Yeah, she's just a knobhead.
Right.
And all these bad things happen to her, but you're supposed to feel for her because, she's kind of fun, she's a little bit spiky and everything like that, and you're going, no, she's just a dickhead. And I hope all these big bad things do happen to her. And she doesn't learn anything.
Oh, okay.
And it's really quite dull. So yeah, that wasn't a banger either.
Not doing well so far, are you?
No. Rewatched All About Steve. What?
Were you expecting a response?
Becky's just looking at me with this look of,
So disappointed in you.
well,
Right, Bex, when he said the words "big fat liar" last episode, I wanted to die inside.
Big Fat Lie was alright. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I wanted to go back and rewatch All About Steve.
Do you never get concerned, though, that these are like hours of your life that you will never get back? You are wasting these hours of your life.
This is the
on
thing. He
shit.
doesn't.
No.
He doesn't, and I respect that. He is at peace with it.
Absolutely.
I cannot conceptualize it. This is the thing. I can't conceptualize living that life that Mark does, but Mark is happy.
I mean, I suppose one thing to take into account is he's watching these on his lunch break at work, so it's not like they're hours that he'd be doing anything hugely productive with anyway. I guess that's one way to look at it and not feel quite so sad for him.
So I wanted to rewatch All About Steve to see, like, in like the past sort of like 14 years, or the passage of time has gone by, where, you know, was it people just being a little bit sniffy because it was the other movie she made the year she won the Oscar?
And?
Not really. It's better than the movie she won the Oscar for.
What was that, The Blind Side?
Yeah. It's better than that, because nobody gives a shit about that movie anymore, do they?
In that just like some kind of white saviour
Yeah, a
bullshit?
little bit, yeah. Whereas in this one, at least she plays a crazy, horny person.
I don't think she's any kind of horny person in The Blind Side, is she?
I'm
You
not sure.
put a real emphasis on crazy then.
Yeah, but it's that. And, you know, she becomes obsessed with Bradley Cooper, which I think we can all get behind. It's alright, it's All About Steve. It's fine. It's perfectly passable for this type of movie. It's better, for instance, than The Other Woman, which I also watched, which is not very good. What? And yes, I have seen it before. And yes, I did remember that it wasn't very good about halfway through it.
I mean, I can tell from a distance and just from the front cover that it's not very good.
Well, what I'm going to say here is, however, Kate Upton can't act. I've watched 2 of her movies recently. She can't act.
Could've
And
told
she's
you that.
nowhere near as attractive as people would like to think she is.
Yeah.
Leslie Mann, as time goes by, becomes less funny. And Cameron Diaz is still quite a charming film presence. And it is missed. I'm kind of looking forward to the return of Cameron Diaz.
Oh, got a throner in there as well.
Has it? Who?
Nikolai Coster-Waldau.
Alright, cool. Also, well, I like the fact that it's in that period of Don Johnson's career for a little bit, where he was basically playing the same character in everything, which was the lead girl's dad, who is divorced and has several marriages to younger women. Because there's about 4 or 5 minutes that say, like, in a 5-6 year period, when that's the character he plays. But it fits. Also, the best thing about this movie, and there's not a lot, I'm going to be honest, is Nicki Minaj has a cameo in it. Not as Nicki Minaj, but as Cameron Diaz's secretary. And she's really quite good and quite fun in it.
She's a big fan of Margaret Thatcher though, and I can't forgive her for that.
Oh, it's a piece of shit cunt.
Yeah.
Right. I've got 3 more. Right, but I do have another rom-com. But this one's not bad, actually. So, following on from watching Shotgun Wedding, where I thought Josh Duhamel was actually quite fun in it, in Shotgun Wedding. And I thought the guy has a little bit of comedic timing to him. Now, he tried his hand at the action thing, and it just didn't work. It didn't stick for him. Because in the Transformers movies and bits like that. So I decided to go back and watch one of his earlier rom-coms. And there was a few Katie Hegel ones in there. I thought, I'm not going to do that.
No.
But I could cope with a Kristen Bell one. Because she's quite charming.
Yeah.
So I watched When in Rome. So I went in completely blind with this one, just based on cast, because you've also got Will Arnett's in there, John Hedder's in there, Danny DeVito is there as well, and so is Dax Shepard.
I like that Shepherd.
Right. Well, we all like Dax Shepard. So the idea and the premise of When in Rome is that Kristen Bell plays a character called Beth, who's not very good at relationships because she's more in love with her job than she is with anyone that she gets in a relationship with.
Yeah.
And then her sister invites her to her wedding that she's having with this guy that she's just met, and it's, where is it? Where do you reckon it is?
Is it in
It's
Rome?
in fucking Rome, right? So she goes there, and she meets Josh Duhamel, who is the best man for her sister's groom. And they get on quite well, but then she sees him with another girl and thinks, he's just a fucking sleaze. But it turns out that that girl was actually just a random drunk girl who was latching onto him. But in the meantime, she gets in a fountain in Rome that people throw coins and things into to fall in love, right? And decides, in a drunken stupor, to save these people from love, because love's bollocks, by picking out their coins, right?
That's funny.
Right?
What a dickhead.
But do you know what the thing is?
What?
Well, legend says that if you remove a coin from that fountain, that person will then fall in love with you. She goes back to fucking New York,
Yeah.
right? Danny DeVito's fallen in love with her because he'd thrown a coin in there. Will Arnett's fallen in love with her because he's thrown a coin in there. John Heder, who's a magician, has fallen in love with her because he threw a coin in there. And she thinks that Josh Duhamel threw a coin in there. And that's why he's fallen in love with her. So all these people have fallen in love with her and are trying... What is it? On Dax Shepard as well. But Dax Shepard just played a model who is more in love with himself. And the thing is, it's kind of quite fun, the movie, because of the characters that are in it.
Yeah.
There. But then, to get it, to break the spell, she has to give the coins back to the guys. And so she goes round, because all the guys end up meeting, and kind of know what's going on, but are all still trying to get her affections. So they're helping her in her life, because that's the way that they should, that they should show love. So she ends up giving the coins back to them, and you get them. As she gives the coins, they snap out of this spell, but they're aware of what's happened, and they kind of give a little bit of a story of, look, I don't actually think I was in love with you. I was just in love with Dan DeVito. Was like, I don't think I was in love with you. I think I was just in love with the fact that you made me feel like I used to feel with my wife before she left me. And so he has a little bit of clarity. And Will Arnett's character, he's like an artist, but actually works in a shoe shop. And she just gave him the confidence to be an artist. John Hedder's magician, he could never perform in front of people, just did magic at home, but she gave him the confidence to do that. And then she goes to Dax Shepard, gives his back, he's like, I don't think I learned anything really. At all. I'm still surprised you didn't go with me. Look at me. Because he just randomly keeps taking his shirt off places so that people can look at him. And to be fair, Dax Shepard's got fucking ripped for this fucking performance so that he could literally just comically take his shirt off places and ask people to look at him.
He's in quite good shape anyway.
Yeah, but he is super ripped in this. Right. So I had a fun time with when in Rome. It's a good movie for what this movie needs to be.
I mean, you've just given a really in-depth description of it, so it's obviously affected you
deeply.
Yeah.
I also rewatched Shooter. Shooter's good.
I don't think I've seen that.
You have seen this. We've watched this.
I don't ring a bell.
The Mark Wahlberg one, Anton Fuqua, with Michael Pena, gets framed for Danny Glover hires him to essentially plot to assassinate the president because they think the president's about to be assassinated, and then actually used his stalking of it and setting it up to actually assassinate I think it's the president of Ethiopia.
Right.
It's good. I enjoyed my rewatch of Shooter. It's a good film. But I also did watch a good film. A genuinely good film.
Gotta be one in there.
Yeah. So I rewatched Widows. Because I remember enjoying Widows. But have not rewatched it since. And so I thought it's about time I did.
I think the reason you've not rewatched it is because I didn't like it.
You didn't like it, yeah. And I went to rewatch it to sort of see because in my brain I was thinking, there's a little bit of me thinks that have we maybe has everyone just kind of slept on what could be a future full blown classic? That's so close. It's so close to being a fucking, do you know what, this is a 5-star banger. It's so close. But it's just not. It's just not quite there. I think part of it is the setup doesn't really make too much sense. There's too much going on within it. But Brian Tyree Henry and Daniel Kaluuya are fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
In it. Like, genuinely fucking brilliant. Brian Tyree Henry, did he get nominated for an Academy Award for this? I'm going to have to check that. Ian, he's your boy. Did he get nominated?
For Causeway, he did, yeah.
Did he get nominated for Widows?
No.
Did one of them get nominated for Widows? Did
No, it was like Oscar shutout. It didn't get anything.
Did he not?
No.
That surprises me. Yeah, it's almost an absolute 5-star banger, but just doesn't quite get it. Kaluuya is fucking terrifying at points in it. And from very early on, Colin Farrell's doing some great work in it. Robert Duvall is good in it. Liam Neeson feels like he's in a different movie. He feels like he's in a Liam Neeson movie.
Right.
And although the idea that these women take on the roles, and it just doesn't quite go right, but it goes okay, just feels a little bit like, hang on a minute. You don't go from being never committed a crime to being super criminals just because somebody left you a notebook.
Yeah.
There's a little.
Depends how good the Notebook was.
There's a little bit of that. It's good. It's not very good.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was hoping that I'd go back and rewatch it and go, no, 5-star fucking banger, but it's still just a 4-star, very good film. And that was it. That's what I watched this week.
Some interesting shit in there, Mark.
Eclectic is what I would say. Yeah. I like to take our listeners on a journey. What?
You need to take them on a better journey.
Well, fuck you.
Better
Questions. We have some. Dale Black Lanterns. Ooh, come on. Do you have any memories about your local video rental shop growing up?
Renting Suburban Commando from the Ritz in Warminster.
Oh, Ritz, before it became Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Blockbuster bought it out.
Yeah,
it was that
and they had a massive shop and then located to a smaller one, and that was really annoying.
Yeah, it was red. They had a yellow and red, the Ritz.
Yellow and red.
Logo, yeah. They used to. They were big into having the little tabs. What was yours, Bex?
We had a Take One video.
Take One video.
Around the corner in Haxby. And
That one at Haxby?
It was.
No, Take One at Haxby.
It was.
No, Take One wasn't Haxby. Take One video was in Huntington. It was where the British Heart Foundation shop is.
Well, we must have had two. There was a Take One video in Haxby.
Questioning that.
And we used to go on a Saturday night and get a pizza from the takeaway pizza place that was on that little shopping arcade in Haxby, and a video, and watch it as a family. But it was back when takeaway pizza that you get from takeaway wasn't like it wasn't like it is now. They were basically like normal oven pizzas.
Yeah.
You just paid for them more. Yeah, that was it really. We always used to watch film together on Saturday night because grew up in a very Tory household.
Well, we had. I remember Max's video, which is now a Starbucks, and then there was the guy in the video van. People are always baffled by this idea. Guy literally came out your house with a van that was just kitted out in the back with a load of video things on it there. You made a video of him and he came back like a week and a half later and got it back off you.
Sounds good.
He just never came back once, and I got a copy of Young Einstein and Moving. Just never picked him up.
I wonder if he died.
I don't know. Probably just got arrested. I just don't think.
Yeah, he probably wasn't only doing videos
I don't
out
think
on
he
that
was
van.
only doing videos out the back of the van, to be honest. Yes. And then, tape on video, but the one in Huntington, the one that actually existed. I'm joking.
It was definitely a take one, because it was a choices video first.
It didn't become, it can't become choices after tape one, because tape one had already closed by the time the choices had opened, and what is it?
It must have gone the other way around.
Must have gone the other way around, yeah. Tape one, but the tape one had a tape one pizza next door to it. But I never used to get pizza from there. But I did have an agreement, or my dad had an agreement with the guy who owned it, that I could just rent whatever I wanted to.
Nice.
And so I could.
Fair.
And so I'd go in and just I'd just turn off my bike, set my bike outside, go in. I'd usually rent one from the new releases, or the newish releases, one from the random pound ones they had, which was the rest of them, and then he'd always pick another one out and just give me it for free. So I'd pay $3.50 and get 3 movies rented.
It's alright, is that?
Yeah, so that was all right. That and had a little confectionery stand in there, so I'd buy that. For a $5, I'd get some sweets. What is it? And I'd always watch all of them back to back after watching Match of the Day on a Saturday night.
It's so cool.
I was fucking cool. Yeah, got to watch some fucking gnarly shit. Yeah, so that was that. Yeah, but yeah, it was good having that. We didn't go to the Ritz one because it was the other way. It was probably closer, but I think they were 50p more or something like that.
Whoa.
I know. John Dangerfield, Lisa Loring, assumed no relation, who played Wednesday Addams in the first screen adaptation of The Addams Family, sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago. Any relation to Ian, and who is the most famous person you've met?
So, no relation to me. There are notable Lorings in America that are distant relations.
Oh, really?
Not in good ways.
Oh, not in good ways.
One was a plantation owner.
Oh.
So that's fun. And one, Joshua Loring. I'm just going to look him up now, because this is a fucking doozy. Oh, no, hang on. Or was it his grandson? No, he was grandson to Thomas Loring, who... Oh, no, fuck. Where is it? So, no, Joshua Loring had the Loring Greenough House, which still stands in Boston, Massachusetts, and is one of the only existing buildings from the 18th century that still stands there, which is something. But, yeah. So, one of my ancestors was found guilty, along with another guy, of being responsible for the deaths of several thousand men, US soldiers, who were kept offshore on boats and not allowed to enter the US.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, alright, that's a fair one, that one.
And the thing is, it's funny because my dad, for years, lied about our lineage and said that we were originally Lorensky and ran away from Russia in the late 40s and made the entire thing up, basically because it kind of seems like we originated from not very nice stock from America. But I am the last of our line as well. Well, no, Lottie is the last of our line. And, the bloodline, she'll be it. The name, probably be it. So, in terms of that. So, I don't know. My death counts for something, I suppose.
She might be a very modern lady and keep her own name and then pass it on to her children.
I mean, yeah, who knows? But, yeah, I mean, biologically, there'll be none of that plantation-owning blood still there, I suppose. Sorry, yeah, not great. I wasn't... no, Lisa Loring wasn't a relative. The most famous person I met took a piss next to Matt Smith once and like looked at him and went, "Doctor," as I walked out.
Nice.
Well played.
Oh dear.
Becky.
I've never met a famous person. The closest I've come to that would be coming out of the ladies' bathrooms at the Dirty Pretty Things gig and seeing Noel Fielding shagging someone in the ladies' bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh no, shit! I mean, oh god, Matt Smith is more famous, but I did a bunch of cocaine with members of the Von Bondies once. Of indie hit from the 2000s.
Yeah.
Come on. There you go.
Yeah, I've never actually met a famous person to like talk to.
A famous person. I don't know. It depends. John Hurt was pretty famous.
Yeah, that's a good one for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Joe Strummer. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bumped into him at Leeds Festival in like the most casual way, like literally bumped into. Ice-T I bumped into as well, but I literally walked into Ice-T and said sorry.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a conversation with Joe Strummer from bumping into him, and it was only like about literally as I started talking to this guy, I had just again just bumped into him and said sorry, and then started chatting. That I was like aware, like my brain was going, "This is Joe fucking Strummer."
So what you're saying is your clumsiness has led to you meeting some famous people?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But yeah, that'd probably be it.
Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah, well, I've met Judi Dench several times.
Bitch.
Yeah, had an argument with her about
Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Right, tell that story, please.
So, Judi Dench is from York, and still a lot of the time lives in York. I used to, via a friend, used to go to the rap party for the York Panto back when it was a big deal. And so every year I used to go to that. Judi Dench is good friends with Beric Kayla, who used to do the Panto in York at the Theatre Royal.
Still does, just at the Opera House.
So he now does it the one at the Opera House. So she used to frequently attend this rap party. And so I'd met her a few times at that, and we'd had like chats about things. And a few years after Chronicles of Riddick had come out, I was having a chat with her. Little bit. I wasn't hammered, but I'd had a couple of drinks, but was very much like in control of what I was saying, but was probably a little bit more like willing to have an argument with an Oscar winner. And I was sort of saying, like, I actually quite enjoyed Chronicles of Riddick. I thought it was quite good, and she was very much like, no, it's crap. It was a paycheck. It's crap. It's a very bad movie. It is an absolute piece of shit. And I was like, well, I disagree with you. I don't. I think it's actually quite a good movie. Think it was misunderstood. And she was basically arguing, it's not misunderstood. It's crap. And I was just arguing, saying, no, I think you think it's crap because you think you're above all this because you're an actor. And you do theatre and all of these things. And you can just... And basically just tried telling Judi Dench off.
Did she call you an idiot?
Yeah. I mean, she's probably right.
I mean, she's definitely right. You are an idiot.
Yeah.
But not for that reason.
But not for that reason.
For a whole slew of other reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said an argument with Judi Dench.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
I still think I'm right.
Chronicles Riddick's fine.
Yeah. I quite enjoy Chronicles.
I do enjoy that the argument was, no, the film you were in was good.
That's it, yeah. And she was just saying it wasn't. And so I refused to what is it. But, again, she had a lot of positive things to say about Vin Diesel.
Aww.
Like, genuinely, she
Good.
was like, she counts him as like a friend.
I don't see how you can be sniffy about being in Chronicles of Riddick and then go forward a few years and make fucking Cats.
It's a fair point. Rick Kidd, what are your favourite straight performances by more known for comedic roles?
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Will Ferrell, Stranger Than Fiction.
That's a good answer. I was thinking that. He's really good in that.
Him and Maggie Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
it's weirdly okay given the age gap. Like, I
Is there that big of an age gap with us?
no, I don't think it's that big, but yeah. Yeah, he's good in that.
Yeah, that's the one that jumps into my mind. There's probably more, like 10-year age gap. I think there is in that. There's probably more like obvious ones, but yeah, that's a good one.
What's that one that Robin Williams is in?
Which one?
The one where he's like a murderer. Not 1 hour photo.
Insomnia.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah. Robin Williams.
He's quite menacing in that, and you're like, "No, you're Robin Williams. Why are you being scary? Go away."
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Will Ferrell one. Let's say he's very good in that because he's known more for straight up comedic roles. Whereas Robin Williams had done like Dead Poet Society and things like that. There's a chops to it. Yeah. Right. Well, what are we covering next week, Ian?
So, coming up, we've got... Oh, shit, yeah, it's Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh God.
What?
It looks
Which...
so bad.
Yeah, it does look crap.
It's not getting the best of Word, either.
Oh, is it
So...
not?
Can we just watch the first one again and like do a retro review?
It can't be just it can't be the movie that is in the trailer. There has to be more to it than that.
Why does
I-
that?
So, apparently, the others only appear via Skype in what is essentially a cameo.
Oh,
And I am gutted by that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But Ashton Kutcher, Reese Witherspoon, Your Place or Mine?
Is that which stream was that out on?
Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah,
We don't have to do Magic Mike. We could just do The Whale.
I kind of want to see Magic Mike. I kind of want to do the full trilogy at the cinema. The completist in me wants to see it, but I'm happy to see to.
What's the Netflix one?
Your Place or Mine?
It's not on the spreadsheet.
It's been added recently.
Yeah, I haven't updated the spreadsheet.
Okay. Because Women Talking is on the spreadsheet.
Oh, women! Jesus Christ! Yeah, do you know what? I think that is out, but it's just not playing anywhere.
Let's have a look, see if it's playing Parkway, or if we want to watch it. Let's have a look.
Oh, The Son. Is that The Son that's the follow-up to The Father?
Is that out?
The Father.
That's next week, isn't it?
I forgot that existed.
Cocaine Bear's really soon.
Yeah, a couple of
How
weeks.
exciting.
Hang on. So,
The Whale's now playing at Parkway next week, Max.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that then.
Well, so I'm happy for whatever anyone wants to do.
Right, okay, so, look. The thing is, people don't seem to like Magic Mike.
No.
And how many films do you guys production meeting now, but how many films do you guys think you'd actually get to next week?
It depends if they see outside ones or watch at home ones. That's the problem.
We could probably
okay,
get
so-
two, couldn't we?
2 at the cinema.
Yeah.
I think we'd struggle with that.
Next week we might.
Okay,
yeah,
so-
no one late.
Okay, so if we're saying one at the cinema, is it Magic Mike or is it The
I'd
Whale?
rather see The Whale. But you want to see Magic Mike at the cinema?
Yeah, but I can just go on another time.
Yeah.
All right, look. Shall we say that we will commit to The Whale
And try and do Magic Mike.
and try and do Magic Mike?
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'm alright committing to that.
Yeah.
And that Netflix
Okay.
one.
Yeah, we'll do the Netflix one as well.
Yeah.
Bex?
An Ashton Kutcher rom-com,
All right.
Becky. That's Mark Nip.
That is Mark.
All right,
It's
look.
not Becky Nip, is it?
All right, look. We'll do The Whale as an all three of us, and then whatever else is a bonus.
Yep. Right. So that was episode 480. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you, Mark. Seriously, Women Talking is out this week, and I don't see anywhere that it's playing. That film is nominated for Best Picture.
That's bonkers. There is a poster up in Parkway for it saying coming soon, and it's not playing this weekend.
Film Distributors Association says it's coming out this week.
I think
No.
it's the week after. I think
not
it's playing
usually
like
wrong.
2 screens in London this week, and it's playing, what is it?
Oh, God, maybe it's something like that. Hang on. If Chapter's not playing it, then I'll really know. Hang on. No, I'm not ending the show until I've found out. How about... Is it just getting like a super limited release?
While you guys are checking that, can I just say that Your Place or Mine sounds like teeth-itchingly shit.
I'm up for it.
The only thing that's making me kind of want to watch it is that Steve Zahn's in it.
Steve Zahn?
Yes.
All right.
Why did you shout that?
Women Talking plays here next week. Weirdly, I don't know whether Chapter's screen times are just fucked, but next Friday the 17th is playing at 1:20, 1:40, and then not again until 8:20.
That must...
So you've got a 20-minute gap, and then you've got about 7 hours.
Yeah, someone's programmed that wrong, haven't they?
I think so. But yeah,
That would mean
okay,
it's playing on
so,
2
yeah.
screens.
So, Women Talking, which sounds like the most literal descriptive of a film that's ever been made.
What's it about? It's just some
we-
fucking women talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that
For me right now, there's a Nelson Muntz thing coming out of just, there were 2 things wrong with that film.
Right, okay, there we go. We're ending it. No, Mark's hosting, but we'll be back with The Whale next week. Maybe Magic Mike, maybe Your Place or Mine, who knows.
Yes, thank you very much for listening, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.